All right, lads, welcome back to Inside MC, the podcast where I sit down with an amazing guest. I meant it. Weekly, let's go. I am joined this week with someone who, I kid you not, I've wanted on the podcast for the last 2 or 3 years. They know I've wanted him on the podcast for the last 2 or 3 years. I am joined with TheOrionSound.
Hi, it's me. He wanted me on the podcast for like 3 years, but it took me 3 years to respond because I'm terrible at looking at my Discord.
It's fine. You know what? You said yes at the end of the day, and that's all that matters.
I did. Well, I was so impressed by your sports, your football commentating. I saw it, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then I looked and realized we were already friends on Discord. I was like, "Oh, I've missed like 3 messages."
Oh, it's like, well, you actually like the football casting?
I thought it was good. Yeah. No, I thought you two locked in. It was really good.
Yes. I was very proud of my performance. I made a few witty jokes, which I was very proud of. So.
No, I like it. I thought it had a good like football-y cadence that I feel like, because originally Cam asked me and I wasn't free to do it, so I was like, I wanted to see who'd taken the slot. I wanted to see if you were like stepping to me. But I think you guys sounded way more like proper football commentators, which I was surprised by because I didn't think anyone in the actual FIFA space, in the Minecraft space, could. In the FIFA space, yeah. Like I was expecting kind of it just to be kind of like jokey, but it sounded like a football game, which I was like, that's a football commentary stream, which I thought was good.
Yeah, no, AJ's done professional football casting in the past, and right. I've been trying to get my name out there with casting. Like I've done I've like fan casted things. I'll say I might, because this will be coming out after it happens. I don't know. I might like fan cast MCC just for a bit of practice. I'm tried. But I've been like doing little bits in there just to kind of, you know, build my is it repertoire? Is that the word? Like portfolio, I guess.
Your portfolio, your resume.
Yeah, exactly.
So many things.
So many things to build, so many things to do. Anyways, enough about me. I mean, we'll loop back to it because there's something that I brought up during the football casting that you seemed very interested in that I want to bring up later, because it'll be a topic that we touch on later anyways. So but before I carry on, thank you for the ego boost before starting the recording here. This makes me feel great.
So I want to find out more about you before I answer questions about me. So
true, yeah, because this is going to be all you as well. That's the thing.
Scary. Scary.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
I've done not really, not like a talking about me podcast. I've done like talking about like The Sims and talking about Minecraft specifically, but not like me focused. And it's usually like I don't know. I'm going in with a topic, whereas this I'm kind of going in very without knowing anything aside from the spiel you gave me at the start. He does a spiel at the start.
Is it professional? Did you like it?
I did. No, I thought it was like, wow, this is quite scary.
Oh god, I'm sorry. Oh no.
I was like, God, this is way more professional than I was expecting. Wow.
No,
I should have woken up half an hour before the podcast, not 20 minutes.
It's outrageous. I've been up since I've been technically up since about 7, but I've been awake since 8:30. So.
I mean, that just means you're more, I don't know, more on the ball than me. I've had this job for too long. My sleeping pattern's shot, and it's been shot for about 5 years.
Yeah, you've been doing this for way longer than that. Before we get into talking about that, though, I always like to give the introduction for you to introduce yourself. We've kind of got the vibe already as to who you are. But anyways, who are you? What do you do? And if you have a fun fact, either about yourself or in general, floor's yours.
I'm Ollie, also known as TheOrionSound. I've been making content, mostly in the Minecraft space, but in IRL and music for the past like 13 years of my life. And I've got a psychology degree, and I went to uni, and I haven't used it because I started doing this. And here's where we are now. That was supposed to be my fun fact, but I don't know if it was fun. And also, everyone already knows it. I've milked that dry in jokes before. So
do you know what's really fascinating about that? And I'll try not to carry on talking about myself too much here. It's become an awful habit on my
No, I want to hear more
lately.
about you. That's the whole point of the podcast, is a one-on-one.
I know, but I've come to realize lately, every single podcast, I'm like, yeah, oh, that's great, but me.
I mean, do you say your thing, and then I'll be like, well, that's kind of usual. I think that's like having a conversation. That's what you want on a podcast. That
is true, yeah. But I still overthink it sometimes, which I shouldn't do. You're right, but
your show.
So during it would be 2 years in December, so it would have been 2024. In 2024, December 2024, I went through like this massive phase where I just wasn't done with content creation. Nothing bad happened. I just I was working so hard, wasn't really getting anywhere, which is everyone has it, right? I think it's a completely valid feeling to have. I was like sitting back and I was like, God, this is rough. And the job I was working at, I used to be a barista, and even then I still work in customer service, and I find people so fascinating, just how arrogant and rude they can be. It's really it's like unironically it's very interesting to me. And so I was like, you know what, I want to study psychology and sociology, because I've had so many people tell me, because of the podcast as well, that that's something I should look into, because you know I've already done a lot of research on people. I've done research on you, for example, before coming on the podcast. We kind of, it's similar-esque, right? If you try to match it. And I bought this course in December of 2024, 2 years ago, so coming up on 2 years ago, But
Sure.
I after buying the course, I realized firstly, wow, I'm actually incredibly too busy for this if I want to keep content creation alive, which I do want to keep it alive. Plus, I work a full-time job. And secondly, I can't study on my own. Like I've realized that the best way I learn is when someone shows me something. Like if you told me like, oh, like say you was telling me how to set up a camera, right, and you went do this, do that, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
But if you physically showed me, I would know how to do it perfectly going forward because you've shown me how to do it. So when I was trying to self study, I just couldn't. So I tried getting a refund, didn't, sadly. So for the last 2 years, I own access to this one course that I've just not touched on, which is psychology and sociology. And it's really funny that you bring that up.
But you can go back at any time, and maybe I'll inspire you today with all my talks about my university life.
Oh yeah,
13 years ago.
Well, it expires in December because it's only a 2-year course.
Oh, so you better start locking in now then.
So I got to, yeah. But again, there's also like other stuff that I can't talk about because it's like private information that's gonna like just mean I have no time, sadly. But it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Mistakes happen.
I mean, I think it's good to like even like to sign up for that and to try something. It's kind of like it's good for the brain. I think if you're in that state of like I call it ennui, which is a French word for something that's like the feeling you just described, but I don't know if it's actually the word you just described. But I've had that quite a bit. Like I mean I've done this for 13 odd years, and I would say I'm like maybe the least consistent YouTuber in that time. And like the stuff I put out is very very good and high quality, but it takes like 2 to 3 months to make, and then I'm just like very burnt out after. And it's like I think finding something like a new hobby or a new thing to lock in on, I think is good to get you out of that rut, even if you don't stay on it.
But not for how much
think
I paid. Like I paid.
Probably not. No, not even not. I mean, the only other person I know that's done that is like Lizzie, like 3 years ago, was like, I think it was post-COVID, and she was like, I don't know, but if I want to do this Minecraft thing anymore, so she decided to become a teacher. But like everyone in the school recognized her.
Oh wow.
Actually, but she did dye her hair brown. But I think it was only by the final like week where she was like, I think she was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, I've got a job already. But they started to be like, wait, are you LD Shadow Lady? But I just mean that can happen to anyone. I feel like I think that's quite normal.
That happened to me. Like I tried working in a local corner shop, and just everyone came in and was like, "Are you the InsideMC? Have you got OrionSound coming on the podcast?" And I went,
yeah.
Can't do this. Sadly, just keep getting recognized.
Well, if you kept doing that, the fame would get to you. It's like
exactly. So you mentioned that you've been around in the space for a while, and I mean you have like 13. You've been doing it since you was about 14 or 15, right?
Technically, yeah. I think if you include like I was doing music before I did Minecraft. Well, actually, to be fair, I was always doing Minecraft. I was always playing that for fun, and I did music for a little bit because I enjoyed that, but I wasn't particularly very good. But I was doing like band stuff in school. And when I met like Lizzie and Joel, I met Lizzie kind of through school, but I watched her on YouTube first. And then I just there happened to be a Facebook post where like she was like, someone like linked her Minecraft skin. I was like, I recognize that Minecraft skin. And I just messaged her being like, can I come on your like server? And that's how we met like 15, 16 years ago. But like from that, I started playing more Minecraft. And then I ended up on like Zach Scott's server, which was like from years and years ago as well. And then I started making YouTube content on that, which I think started with like it was like some random mob. It wasn't Crazycraft. Crazycraft was like our first big break, but that was like 13 years ago, which is technically when I like classed myself as starting. Because like the 2 or 3 years before that was such like nothing content, and most of it I've taken down because like it's just a kid being bad at jokes. Like, but too bad. Like that era when I probably started is similar to like when like Tommy and Tubbo started in like COVID. Like I don't know. I imagine they'll keep going for like the next 10 years and we'll be like the same spot, and they'll have my same sense of ennui and your sense of ennui.
Exactly. I try my best not to come off as too much of a fanboy on the podcast because I like to keep it nice and professional. But I must say, your Bad Blood cover.
That's crazy. No.
Was it insane?
Oh, to be fair, like those songs, they were technically pre Crazycraft, and I don't class those as me doing content still.
I mean, it has 600,000 views, so I know
but I think all of those came after Crazycraft.
Oh, it would have, yeah,
sure.
it would have been. But
like,
sorry, no offense, I just
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was very easy to grow in music back then. Actually, maybe it was. I don't know. There was still like I was very inspired by like the kind of acoustic-y cover artists of that era, which was like Boyce Avenue and stuff like that, which I was nowhere near the quality of, but I had a piano. I just thought it was fun. But I don't know. Maybe I can't remember. I can't remember the order of things exactly, but there's a lot of older videos that definitely like at the time I was like, this is a flop, and now have like over 100,000 views because I don't know, people want to find out the past. people want to go to the past.
I mean, that's what happens, right? It's even
Yeah,
insane,
no,
like
makes
with the Insane Orbits channel, when I gave up on that. Like I focused on InsideMC. Like older videos, like they wouldn't go crazy, but it started to get a few more views when like I grew as a channel, because people were like, oh, let's see what he was like 6 years ago, and it's like, oh, this guy had a really high voice and was very unfunny. What the heck?
Did you have a YouTube voice when you started? Because I definitely, I still do. I think everyone has a YouTube voice, but mine has like shifted so much. Mine was, if you watch like the first videos I've made, it's so like very British. I spoke like this because that was my niche. Because that was on a Minecraft, like an American server, and I kept making British things. So I had this very like not high pitched, but my voice in general is quite high pitched. Yeah, it was quite cringe. I can't watch any of my old stuff. I can't watch my videos after I finish editing them anyway, even now. But like back then, I can't like touch those. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. People put on like my old like videos and old covers at like parties as a bit, and I'm like, I must leave the room. It's like, I just can't listen to it.
I do think it unironically comes with the age, but I'd say like my voice is definitely transitioned. I started off doing command block tutorials, and I when like what got me into YouTube.
You have the voice of someone that I think would do command block tutorials. Yeah. It's quite like relaxing and I'm gonna say slow paced in a positive way.
You say that. So I kind of did this vibe, but also what kind of got me into YouTube and the people who I was a really big fan of back in the day was like your typical Ibis Squid, Stampy Longnose. So when I was doing like the command block tutorials, because it was on Bedrock Edition, I kind of knew my niche would be kind of more catered to kids. Like I hate to say it sounds so toxic, but kids making failed command block servers, because I was one of those kids who did that. So like, do you know like the tildes? Do you know Tilda? I'd call them squigglies. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, like, squiggly. Like, it's pretty good things. And then I moved on to like gameplay content. And then when I got my warehouse job when I was 18, I was like, I really want to try this podcast thing, because I listened to someone who was like, who I enjoyed listening to, like Jack May's Happy Hour. And I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go. And I feel like my voice is definitely altered to be more podcast host, because I had Anvenom back like on very early doors. Like he was like my first quote unquote big guest like 2-3 years ago, and I can't watch it. It's kind of like you, I can't watch it back because I was just so fanboy on it. Like I really was. And now like I can bring on people I'm fans of, but I don't. Like, I'm a lot more professional with it, I feel like.
That's a shame, because those are the videos that, like, with the bigger people that are going to still get views to this day. People are still going to be seeing that. Same as, like, people are watching, like, my most popular videos are still me from, like, I've got a few from, like, the more recent years, but most of them are from, like, 11 years ago. The people are definitely seeing that old version and then watching a new thing and being like, what changed?
I just grow. We just grow with the content, I guess.
We did grow, and they've not grown, because they will bounce now between like a video from years ago and then video now, because that's just how the algorithm works. So like it's hard to like, and they don't really date. It's just I think it's just it comes with the territory, but I just think it's very funny. I think it's very funny that one day wearing a hat and I'm like, I don't know, speaking in a very weird British accent, and then I'm now. And I'm yelling at Jim, but I'm not wearing the hat. It's all changed.
You're still the exact same person. You're just different.
Yeah, but also I have a beard now, and that's very, I don't know, it's very jarring.
You do. How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
One topic I would never answer. No, I'm 31 in July. So like,
I thought you was like 26, 27.
See, I think I've got a young face. I've got a young face. No, I'm 30.
You look great for your age.
Thank you. I shouldn't be for your age. I was on freaking Lifesteal like World yesterday, and they're like, I was invited to the retirement home. They're like, yeah, anyone over 25.
Oh yeah,
anyone over
25. You tweeted about that. I think it was. I saw that.
Yeah. I think it was Jim, because
Jim. Sorry, Solidarity. That's the one. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, they're like, I'm just like, what's become of this world? And I was like, well, what age are you? And they're like, yeah, we're 20. I'm like, you shouldn't even be on this server. People are swearing, and I don't think you've only been able to sign up to use the chat for the last like year of your life with the new rules.
Oh yeah,
insane.
See, I'm 23, and I feel like I'm getting old.
Yeah, I think that's also the sad is the weird thing about making that mentality. I think it makes it scarier at age. And I don't know. I was like when Crazycraft popped up, I was second year of uni, so that was been 20. I was 20. I would have been 2015, I think 2015 or 2016. But like even then, I was the younger one of the group, because we had like Lizzie and Joel, who are like 2 years older than me. Jim, Jim wasn't there yet. Jim didn't exist. Callum, who was like 3 years older than me, CPK. Like, and Joey, that was like 5 years older. So it was like all the people I was hanging out with, I was like the young one, and I was like sick. I've got so much left to give. And now 10 years later, I'm technically one of the older people, and I'm like, God. And people are like skyrocketing in like I think it's much easier to grow now anyway, but in general, the quality has just jumped up so much that I'm like, God, it's so scary. Kids are coming in now at 20, and they're making stuff that I can't make now. Like, they know the game like way better than I've ever known. I don't know, like it's very hard to keep up. Very scary one now. Because the kids are so good. The 20-year-olds are so good at making content.
I mean, that's just what, like, I mean, at the same time, and sorry, this isn't to call you old again, apologies. It's like just media and stuff has evolved so much in the last 15 years. Like, it has.
The styles change in general. I mean, everything, I wouldn't say, like, I'm going to say that Mr. Beastification kind of affected it a lot, where everyone kind of, like, jumped on that trend. But it did mean, compared to, like, back in the day when I started, people were just uploading, like, unedited, like, 30-minute long videos, and that would be a video, and people were uploading daily. And now, even though everyone kind of, I would say, edits a little bit too much, and it's too heavy of an edit, at least they're editing. Like, I think that helps, like, it's kind of set the precedent that there needs to be, like, a standard of quality going in, which I think then leads to everyone kind of, like, someone can click on a video and they're not going to be put off by the quality of the editing, it's just by the quality of the person. So, generally, like, a lot of things will do well, I think. I don't know. We're seeing, like, there's a lot more people in the space now that I don't know, because there's hundreds of thousands of creators that all have, like, a video with 1 million views now, just because, like, everyone is kind of pretty good at it. So you need to do something that stands out, but it's I don't know. It's very interesting. Very interesting. 'Cause back in the day, my niche was that, like, I spent forever to make a video, but the edit would be, like, crazy. But nowadays, everyone makes like, editing like that. It's very normal. Like, I don't know. Times change.
It's weird because, like, although I feel like my content is very original, like, I mean, it is. Like, you can't really name many Minecraft-themed podcasts. There's, like, the Imp and Skiz one. There's, I forgot that one.
I was gonna say, I can name one. They're my friends.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't name many. There's also the Spawn Chunks as well, which is very good. With Ring Effect to kind of do it.
Is that Pix's? Which one's Pix's one? Is that Spawn Chunks?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know.
If I Google Pixel Rift podcast, I should know because he's my friend. That is Spawn Chunks. It's him and Joel Duggan.
Yeah. They like talk more about the game though. To be fair.
Yeah. Like I said, they cover like updates and things like that. I think it's like to be fair, I think yours, Imp and Skiz, and this one are probably the most similar in vibes that I know of, just because like you're both talking to people and it's them that's the main focus of the content. Whereas Spawn Chunks definitely is like Minecraft is the focus.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I was gonna say, I feel like I've definitely kind of chosen one of the more harder niches because you look at Imp and Skiz, they grew their names and then made a podcast, whereas I'm growing through the podcast and like I'm doing other videos like Jubilee-esque ones where I'm getting like do all blah 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 thing the same. Do all all that, and then also I've started the Crafted Together Awards. I'm like hosting an award show, but I've definitely like instead of making these videos that can like these SMP themed videos that can pop off and get like 1 million odd views or whatever, the only reason people really click on this podcast is if they like so many people in the last like year have turned around and been like, oh my god, you've had this person on your podcast. I'm like, yeah, and it's like, oh, we just didn't know. Like, yeah, and it'll happen like next year. They'll be like, you've talked to OrionSound. I'm like, yeah, they came on the podcast like a year ago.
That's the thing. You got to have all the people on the podcast and then hope that they pop off so the old video does well. I think that's like how it. I think that's normal though. I think like even with Dungeon Delivery, which is our D&D podcast, we've struggled with this. Like it is even with when we're coming in with like Lizzie as a guest on it, who's on every thumbnail, and Martin and me. Like it is just very hard to grow something that's like it's edited but not like crazily edited. Like it's got to have a cadence of like normal beach and normal conversation to kind of have it work as a podcast format when you remove the video element, which is like actually, do you upload a video element or is it just the?
It's just an animation loop of us two singing.
I think that's gonna be harder as well because I think people need something to look at. I think that like but in general, I think it is just hard to grow in like that's the thing. Long form, if you're covering like a very specific topic, I think does crazily well. Like I watch hour-long videos on like not just bikes, talking about Amsterdam infrastructure and car versus bike travel, but like when it's just like this person is coming on, I think it's a harder sell. I don't know. And the algorithm, I don't know if it pushes it as much, but then when it does do well, a person will watch one episode and then they'll stick around for like the entire run. Like one person will watch one InsideMC podcast and then we'll watch like another 10 because they're like, oh, I like the format and it's easy listening. And that's kind of what you gotta hope for.
Yeah, I mean,
and also Spotify probably helps. Are you on like podcast apps and stuff, I assume?
Yeah, so I upload to RSS and RSS just push it to like Spotify, somewhere else. So like it's getting a lot of like growth on the listener side. But and also Spotify have the new video things, so I can upload the loop. But the only reason I ever did it like this was because so when I first started InsideMC, I was faceless, and then I started using a face cam, which was like great, and I use it for streams and stuff like that. But then also it got to a point where I was also inviting people on who were faceless. So I was like, oh, it's great like to have the people use their face cam when they're on. But also I think what's really nice about the podcast is I offer you can do this from the comfortability of your own home, and I'm going to bring up you can wake up 20 minutes before recording and it'd be fine. You know, you don't have to
I'm
look
recording the
fine.
video right now. I still brushed my hair. I came prepared assuming this was going to be a video podcast.
Oh,
it's
my
nice
bad,
to know that
sorry.
I won't be used for this.
No, I mean, it's just.
But
it's
I've been
literally just
gesturing
for-
at the camera for the past 20 minutes, assuming that this is a video podcast.
I mean, I can always put your video on the screen if you really want. I can like put it
It's up
over
to
your.
you. I mean, I don't know if it'll do any. It might make the video perform way worse, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be the. I don't want to be the reason this flops.
I just hate you.
Yeah.
No, but
That's it.
it's just like this kind of, it's just, that's why I often, also like with it being recorded as well, because I know some people like to try live streamed ones, right? It's like that whole talk beforehand. I said to you, like, if there's anything that I bring up, like it hasn't happened yet and it probably won't happen, if I bring up something that you don't want to talk about, there's that comfortability of that can be cut out. And also if you're using face, it's so harder to kind of like, because also like I said, I cut out all the silent parts, right? So if I'm using our faces, it's going to just keep jumping, whereas if I cut the audio and then put the looped animation on it, I lose out on the visual aspects. But at the same time, most people are just listening on Spotify anyways, and they're doing it on the bus or in the car.
Like the way with in Dungeon Delivery, the way we do it is like we just really like to hide cuts, we just zoom in on one specific person, then we can pull back to like the wide cam. But it's tricky. It's tricky to keep it like natural-ish looking.
Especially when it's not full time as well. Like I said, I work a full-time job, which is in a cutting corner, sadly.
I mean, as long as it works.
I mean, I enjoy it, right? I'd like to grow, but I enjoy what I do, and that's what matters at the end of the day, I think.
It is all that matters. And I'll stop criticizing whether you use video or don't use video, because you don't need to use.
But you're not. No, you're not though. You're just talking. It's just, your opinions are valid. Like it's completely fine to feel that way. I agree. Like at the same time, I would love for the podcast just to be in person, right? And we sit in front of each other in a studio. That'd be an ideal world, but that's just sadly,
Is that the dream, or is the dream just to keep it like is to hope that it grows at this level, or is it ever for it to grow at level and then expand, or like
I don't.
Is it more of just like a passion project and then you'll see where it goes to kind of thing?
Well, okay, so InsideMC started off as a podcast, right? And it was just a podcast. And I did between 20, I think, so this is why I got burnt out in 24, to be honest. Between, I think it was like September 2023 and September 2024, I uploaded 2 podcasts a week. One InsideMC and the other one Midweek MC, which was with co-host AJX. I edited both up every single week, dedicated my life to it, blah, 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 and it was great, right? And then I got the burnout in 2024, and I thought, like, this is doing great, but I'm just not growing. Like, I'm gaining like 2 or 3 subs a day, which I appreciate, but it's not sustainable if I want to make content creation a career. So I branched InsideMC out, so I've slowed down the podcast. Like since the start of the year up until now, like TwitchCon, I think I uploaded like 4 podcasts, and I uploaded a crap ton of Do All Think the Same videos. I got speedrunners to play this custom seed. I did I asked speedrunners for their advice, like multiple different videos that aren't podcasts, and some of the series like interviewing people about their specific videos, which is really fun. And it was only after TwitchCon really when like I shot a bunch of phone requests to people and obviously like DMs to yourself, and everyone was like, yeah, I'm interested. Then now I've kind of got the motivation to bring the podcast back. But unlike last time where it's just the podcast, I'm also doing other videos which are like, I've got like 2 in the works of, I'm going to mute it because it wouldn't have come out by now. I've got do all Midos participants think the same, right? Everyone who was in Midos live is going to be in a video. So I've got that coming out alongside the podcast. So that's kind of, the podcast is like for fun. I get to talk to people. I get to have this archive in 10 years time when, something happens, they can come back and watch what you said 10 years ago, for example. But also the videos that I enjoy making, that are going to grow the channel. So
nice. No, I think that makes sense. I think it's good to have that mix. That's what I struggle with. Not in the same way, but I should be doing like short form and long form, and I don't invest enough time in a short form because it's hard to do both. I think it is good to try and balance time, because that is just how you grow. It is cool. You need to hit like every facet, and I think like having like the more, I'm gonna say clickbaity because that's kind of what they are. Like the more like algorithm friendly videos, as well as like the longer form, like in-depth ones. It's definitely worth having the balance. I think I don't know. To me, this is like a more interesting format because like it's just rare that you find someone just doing a podcast as their first thing. I think that's so interesting. I don't know. That's cool.
Well, it wasn't really my first thing. Like obviously, like I said, I did Insane Orbit.
You did
it's the first on this channel.
First on this channel. Yeah. But in general, I think it's just an interesting format to try and grow in. And then having to try and like figure out, I don't know, how to frame that and how to work it in like the YouTube side. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. That's what we're trying to figure out with Dungeon Delivery as well. It's like, how do we like make the titles more clickbait, or do we make them very professional? Like, I don't know, blank dash Dungeon Delivery episode like 15. Are people going to click if it's got an episode number and stuff like that? I guess because each one's a different guest on here, it's like easier to frame. You can just do like InsideMC with blank. But I think it's like, I don't know, just interested in the back end.
You know what's really fascinating? And actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask you why before I say my opinion on this.
Okay.
All right. Why have you come on the podcast?
Why have I come on the podcast?
Why'd you say yes?
Because I saw Cambam do it, and I thought, well, if he's doing it, I should do it.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect, right? And that's kind of what I expected. No, that's completely fine. That's what I expected.
Right, cool.
But that's
yeah.
a really interesting thing because InsideMC on YouTube, at least, sorry, because Spotify I don't really count too much. It's harder to grow. On YouTube has, if it loads, hello, this is great. Has just short of 12.7k. So it will have over 12.7k subscribers by the time this podcast comes out, right? You know, and I'm not saying that you and other people. This is not what I'm implying. I'm not saying that you and other people come on because you'd only come on clouted podcasts, right? But at the same time, with how quote unquote little subscribers I have, there is absolutely no reason why I should have the lineup of guests that I have on right now. I mean, like, as long as all goes well, and I'll know by Friday, so it'll be muted if not. Before this podcast, I would have had Gucky, Nominal Gravy. Obviously this wasn't back to back, but it would have been Gucky, Nominal Gravy, Cam Bam, Amesy, and then on Friday I should be announcing.
That's a good lineup, yeah.
It's a good lineup, but there's no reason with 12,000 subscribers that this should be my lineup of guests. You get what I mean? And with the views that the podcast get as well.
I think the football helped. I honestly think because then more people just know who you are. Like when you, I'm not gonna say you cold called, but when you messaged me on Discord the first time, I was just like, I didn't know who you were, and it's hard to know if we'd have a good rapport. And if I'm gonna sit for like 2 hours on a thing, I want to kind of know that I'm going in with like a reasonably like it's gonna be fun. I don't want to make it a podcast that go out and be like, I don't know, dull. But I think I don't know. I saw that you had like a good rapport with your co-host on the football, so I was like, all right, probably be fun. And if Cam's trusting you with that, then you're probably legit. Like I think that there is it's a benefit to like doing things like that, and get your name out there in different ways to then I don't know benefit the other projects. I guess.
Are you having fun so far?
I'm having fun so far. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I'm finding out about you, which I'm enjoying.
I feel like I have talked to like I know I said it made as a joke earlier, but I feel like I have talked a bit more about myself on the podcast lately. But I feel like it's a nice balance because I'm bringing on guests who want to talk about themselves, but are also fascinated to kind of hear more about, I guess, this, right?
Well, at the end of the day, like for viewers coming in, there's only going to be one constant in this podcast if they're subscribing, and it's going to be you. So they need to kind of like you, like they need to know more about you. They need the back and forth because if they're just coming in to watch like Ollie talk about Ollie, then they can do that on any video, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess not in a podcast format. There's no real benefit for them sticking around long term if it's just like an Ollie show. I think you do need to have some semblance of like your humor and your background, and like I think that's very interesting. And also from my point of view, I've done the show for like 13 years, and I'm just very interested in how different people come into it from like different walks of life or different backgrounds. And like you still got a job. Like what's that like? Because my only job that I've had is being like an ice cream vendor for like 3 years, 13 years ago, and I'm just like very interested in what real life's like. This job is it's a very like insular job, and a lot of my friends are like very much in the not to be fair because we're all 30 and everyone's having like families and stuff now. It's very much like we don't really talk much about the content side anymore, but like our life experience is mostly doing this. Like aside from like a little bit maybe 12-13 years ago, it's mostly just been this. So I just think it's very it's interesting and probably good to hear like how everyone else has got here, rather because we got very lucky. We got crazy lucky, and I think like even Lizzie to this day is like, yeah, I'm not changing my like thumbnail style because it's worked for 10 years, but I'm just like, no, it's interesting to know how like everything works nowadays, or like how the new wave is growing, or for you like I don't know, how did you get into doing Redstone? Like what inspired you? And then you're like, I don't know, you watch Stampy Longnose and all that kind of thing like that. I'm just like, it's interesting seeing the progression. I like hearing about people. I like coming on podcasts because I want to find out the podcast hosts.
No, it's really fun. And I think it's more the confidence, right? And like when I feel like I said, TwitchCon was, I said this on a previous podcast, I'll say it again because it's already out there anyways. It's like, I didn't go to TwitchCon with the intention to network like crazy, but I've been told before by people that like, I'm just unironically good at it. Like I apparently I'm just like I was walking around, and I'm gonna mention him, and he's gonna love me for mentioning him because every single time he listens to every podcast. Every time I mention him, he DMs me. Right, Portal MG. Right. He was he did the interviews during the match, the halftime ones. He we was walking around the artist alley with him. I was walking around the artist alley with him, and then we saw so many content creators, and he was like, oh, and I just didn't care. Like, I just walked up to him and was like, hi. And like, what was really interesting to me was, and it's funny that you bring up like the football match as well, is so many different people ended up, like, when I was speaking to him, normally I'd have to be like, oh, I'm Orbits, I own this podcast called InsideMC. All I had to go was, oh, my name's Inside Orbits, and just everyone knew who I was, and it was so weird. Like, so I feel like I've gotten like a major confidence boost to just yap away with you, whereas one time I'd be overthinking, be like, oh, should I just like keep it to interview? Should I keep it strictly? Blah blah blah. But now I'm like, you know what? We can just yap, and you're enjoying it. It sounds like, I know you said you are. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, you've picked quite a yappy, chatty person.
True.
Like,
true.
And the same with the guests you just mentioned. I think in general, the Minecraft scene is quite introverted. Like, I don't know where I land on the spectrum of introvert to extrovert. Probably quite.
You're pretty
in the middle.
extroverted, I'd say.
I am in content. I would say in general, I will happily just sit back in a conversation and let other people speak. Aside from that, like, the way more chill in real life. But the minute a mic's put in front of me, I'm like, I gotta make noises into it. But I will say, like, the guests you picked so far are very good for that. How have you had guests on that are more like I'm more on the introverted side and like want to be on, but they're not very like they can't like expand on a topic. Like I don't ask you who like your worst guest. I mean just like how have you dealt with that in the past when there's been more like quiet guests on?
No, I get it. It's a good question, and it kind of like, you know, even if you don't mean it like that, it is kind of the question of who is your worst guest, because it was sadly it was. I'm not going to obviously say the name, but everyone, just before I carry on saying, it's just for the listener here, everyone who I've had on the podcast, I've had them all because I've wanted them on. I've never invited someone I don't want to speak to, right? So everyone was an amazing guest, but obviously, like we just mentioned there, some people aren't as chatty, which is completely valid. Maybe I catch them on a bad day, right? They've agreed to do it, maybe they're tired or whatever. There was one podcast, and if people who have listened to every podcast will know that, like, they know when a conversation isn't flowing, because I still do a good job, but I find it so much harder to talk, because it's like, okay, it's like dealing with a customer who's on their phone, right? It's like, okay, I'm speaking to you and you're not speaking back. There's one person who came on and they were lovely. And I love their content. I kept asking them questions and they'd give me like 1 or 2 word answers, and it's like, this is great, but like, how do I build on this? So I was like, okay, and the podcast went on for like, I won't say specifically in case it can get narrowed down. It went on for longer than an hour.
Went for 56 minutes and 12 seconds.
Go find out right now. No, it went on for longer than an hour, so I was able to stretch it past 60 minutes, which was great. But at the same time, I was just like, you know, again, they were lovely to chat to, but it's just so hard when, like, so for instance, when I talked to you about your old, like, we started off talking about your old content creation, and somehow we've ended up here, right? And we've been going on for 40 minutes already, and it just doesn't feel like that at all. But
a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But with them, I was like looking at the clock and I was like, oh god, we've only been here for like 20 minutes. Like,
yeah, I do hate clock watching. I've had that a couple times in D&D recently, because that's the only long form stuff I do, so I'm going to keep referring back to it.
No, go for it. We're going to talk about more about it later.
We'll be like 2 hours into an episode, and like, I know that there's going to be combat coming and it's not started yet, and I'm like, ooh, I would like this to end by 3 hours, so I would like to go get food, for example. But I guess that's like the opposite side of like clock watching, because it's too short. I'm clock watching because it's too long.
Well, I mean,
two sides of the same coin.
You know this anyways. If this podcast does end up getting too lengthy anyways, we can just knock it down. Because I know you do have, only because I know you have other commitments afterwards. That's why I say.
You can cut, I mean, also, I know we can go forever, and you can just cut out my boring bits. Make sure it's like a tight.
Oh no, everything's staying.
A tight 1.5 hours, tight 2 hours. I don't know.
Oh no, this thing go. If you were like, obviously I know we wouldn't. If you were genuinely willing to sit down for 5 hours and speak, I'd upload a 5-hour podcast. I don't care. I said this before. I'll upload it for however long it is. I don't mind.
I would go for that long if it wasn't for the fact that I've got to film that like D&D is today. That's what I got.
D&D? You haven't mentioned that yet. What's that?
No, so that the D&D is dungeon delivery. That's like
I know. I was making jokes.
You're doing too fast.
I was being funny.
So stupid. Cancel jokes. No, it's that's gonna be another 3 hours after this, so it's gonna be like a 5-hour day of just constantly speaking.
I hope that's okay. Sorry.
It'll be good. No. I mean, you got in first. I scheduled you before I scheduled them,
Sorry.
so they get me on my worst, as they should.
What was I going to say to you? I'm going to say something. Oh, that's it. The random question, because I was meant to bring it up earlier, but we moved on from the topic, so I'm just gonna ask you. Do you still refer to your audience as Olipops?
No, not really. I think I still think the name is very catchy and good, to be clear. But my friends memed it out too much that made it not fun anymore.
Oh.
But I think and it's not that I don't refer to them as that. I think if someone asked me like, what's the broad name for your audience, I'd probably be like this, but I'd laugh about it. But I definitely, like, at the start of every episode when I started, I was like, sup my Olipops, Ollie here, and that very much, like, I think probably helped the audience grow. I think that was probably a good tactic, and I quite liked having it because like Lizzie had like the Shadow Cadets, which was like her thing. And Joel didn't have one because Joel thought everything was cringe. It still does, but like I liked it, and I may go back to it. Like I use like Olipops as my like second like that was my clip channel. I use that on then as my TikTok channel. I use that name because I think it's a nice throwback to then. But in general, I think that name arguably died with the panda hat. I think it was just a different era. Yeah. Unless you can still be it. You can still be an Olipop.
I'd still like to be an Olipop if that's okay.
Yeah, you can still. Yeah, I'm not going to stop anyone from. I still like the name.
Anyone who's listened this far, please comment down below if you're willing to be an Olipop.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be nice.
So I used to do all my old intros. I used to go, "What's going on? All my old viewers and my new, welcome back to." And then my brother just bullied the crap, like not in a negative way, but he just bullied the crap out of me for it. So that was no longer my intro.
I think that is part of the experience. I think is going through that era of being like, I've got to push through it or I get rid of it entirely.
Yeah.
Like I know people that had channels when they were like young, like they had channels when they were young and they deleted them because they got embarrassed at school. And I think in general that's really sad because they look back at it now like, it would be quite funny to watch that now though. Like,
oh yeah, there is one channel that I sadly had to delete because these two kids in school in year 7 made like a whole video literally fucking crap about me, and he got like, and bearing in mind this was in 2016 and it got like 15k views of them speaking ill about me in school, and everyone in school had seen it, and so they knew about my channel at the time, which was, I won't be saying the name, I've come to realize. So I was like, you know what? So I deleted it, and then like my mom's a teacher, like she works in a school, sorry. So she's very clued up on how to do all this kind of stuff. So she instantly downloaded the video to a USB drive, went in, right? Bearing in mind the kids had now got like caught on that my mom was doing something, so they deleted the video. But it didn't matter because my mom had it on the USB drive already. I took it into school, showed the video to the thing. I kind of wish, I know it's such a weird thing to say, I kind of wish she kept it so that I could watch it back and be like, what exactly were they bullying me about, and do I do the same thing today?
That's arguably a banger video, but then it is just reacting to children, which probably maybe children that you knew, but it is still reacting to like these year 7s. They were really mean to me. And
also like it's almost like this like clapping back thing of like, oh, they bullied me, let's mock them now that I'm a big famous content creator, because that always lands well. So
yeah, I think probably for the best that it's gone, but I think there's a way to frame that video where I think it would be interesting.
I just don't think she has it. I think that video is long gone.
Probably reasonable. Why would she hold on to that?
Memories, I don't know.
Yeah, memories of when my kid got bullied.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the only one. So I had a tough school life.
How did we get onto this topic? I forgot.
From our Olipops.
Oh yeah.
Somehow I ended up here.
What I mean, we'll see. If you see me bring it back, then that's me like kind of being like, God, I need to throw back to nostalgia to get the views back. I think that's the only reason I bring it back as like a proper thing. But I think I'm not streaming today. No.
Are you streaming tomorrow?
I might be streaming tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, when you go live, please, for me, you don't have to, but if you could, please go live and be like, "What's up, my Olipops?" Please, I beg.
I think I've had it as a bit in the past. I think because I've been around so long. I think it's fun to have that like where I can like every so often like during like an MCC or like where I'm on a team of like I think I was a team of like all the old people at one point. And I brought the hat back and I started with my Olipops. I think that's just fun as like a one-off gag, as a fun bit. I think it's more fun to me doing that than having it as like a regular thing. Also, I just don't upload regularly enough for it to be a thing anymore that like locks in. Even back in the day, I didn't upload much, but it was weekly. So they heard that every week. And that was like a very, I don't know, it was a core thing, but I still like it. But I wouldn't say my audience. I think my audience is too varied at this point. Most of my audience is like the Twitch audience, and they haven't even heard of panda hats or Olipops. They're new gen InsideMC.
I do miss the pan hat. Like, it was actually fire. It was so cool.
It was. Thank you. It was one of my best merch I ever released with those panda hats. Nothing can hold a candle to those. Pardon?
I just say my intros for InsideMC is just, all right, lads.
All right, lads. Yeah,
every single
that's tight.
one. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
I've actually just scrolling through your old videos. I've actually found one of CP Sound First the World, and you've got CPK in a fox hat.
Yeah. I convinced him. I convinced everyone to join in back in the day. I think Callum saw. There was a time when me and Callum were like kind of in competition a little bit. Like we had the Crazycraft war, but on the back end, I think there was like a silent competition that we were trying to like not one up the other, but we're both trying to grow at the same time. It was just like we both kind of copy each other's ideas a little bit. I did think it was funny to just bring him on my thing and be like, wear the hat. Let's see how it does. Let's see what happens.
Let's do more of the interviewing here, because I feel like I haven't done enough of interviewing you. We've had a great conversation, but you know, I got a bunch of questions to throw your way. So So I have someone who helps me do research because sadly I can't do everything myself. Their name is
Yeah.
Roman. They're great. As
Roman.
far as they're aware, sorry, what was that?
I said hi, Roman.
Oh, everyone does that every single time I bring them up. So as far as they're aware, and sometimes they're mistaken, you have been a part of two bands, being the Sound band and British band Area 11.
No, see, that's funny, but no. I've barely been a part of the Orions. The Sound band was a thing for one day. That was just for that one thing at Nevermind. Okay, let me flash back.
Yeah, Lizzie
to
played the triangle, didn't she?
She did. Yeah, no, and this video's on it. So like years and years ago, I had maybe like 5,000 subs at this point. Actually, no, less than 5,000. Lizzie had just hit, I think, 20K or 25K. But like, she had an audience for the time that was quite big, but not like huge. Joel was still like crazy big from the COD days, and he wasn't doing Minecraft yet. I'm not sure. Crazycraft didn't exist, but there was we all just got an email out of the blue when we were at a house party at my house, being like, hey, our kid is a really big fan of you, so we're organizing a Minecraft convention in Newcastle. Would you like to come? We'll pay for travel expenses and anything you want, essentially. And then as I was kind of tipsy, and I knew that Joel played the drums, and I knew that I played piano because I'd done some music stuff. So I just pitched like, should we just do a band? Should we be a band? And I think if it'd been a day that we hadn't had a couple of bevs, they would have all said no, but they said yes. And so I started the ball rolling, and this very rich set of parents, I think, hired out an entire venue and made a whole convention, I think, around this premise of us doing a music show. And the day after, I felt very guilty, so we had to pull together something. But they hired like top-end piano, top-end drums, bought us like a massive banner for behind us, ended up in my house for like, I don't know, like 3 years. And we were not very good. Like I think the video's still up there because I think it's funny, but it was not very good. But I just think it was very interesting that back in the day, we'd just go to a con just made by like some random rich people. And that's where we met Jack Sucks at Life. It wasn't just us. There were some bigger people there, but I just think it was very funny that they just let us stick a band on the stage without actually like vetting or checking if we had any experience or like anything like that. Silly. But yeah, since then, I've obviously done more music stuff recently with the band, or with a band, not the same band. But obviously Joel's on the drums, I'm still on the piano. But Joe, I think, was our guitarist potentially, and he has also been in the band stuff as well. But like that, we don't call it the Orion Sound band because that wasn't a thing. That was just because we wanted something to put on the banner. Like there is no Orion Sound band. It is just me and my friends play music with me. And Area 11 is a band that used to work with the Yogscast a lot, and I liked one of their songs and did a cover of their songs. That'd be where they got that from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably said that. I skimmed through their like they sent me big paragraphs, which is great. But
I don't know whether to blame you or Roman for this horrible disrespect.
No, I take it as a compliment because we thought you were Area 11.
You thought it was Area 11. No, Sparkles is Area 11, who he used to do the sound design for all of the Outcast stuff, and I think still does. Does all of their like original music. But Area 11 is his like
old. Or is that someone else?
No difference. But that's Captain Sparkles is Captain Sparkles, and Sparkles is it's like Sparkles with like an asterisk.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
But they're cool. They're nice people. But I've met them since, and they've been like, oh yeah, you did that song, that cover, right? You're like one of the few covers we'd watch, and it's like really good. No, only the few covers that were done of that song, because they're not like a huge band. And I was like, yeah. And I listened back, I was like, it's really bad. And I was like, no, we thought it was really good. I was like, no, it wasn't. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie to me. Like, I was like 17. It's okay for me to be bad at music back then.
I think it's just the thought that counts, though, right?
Yeah. But it was I don't know. I like that like the music stuff is kind of, I still do it because I think a lot of people like do a specific thing when they start, it doesn't do too well, and then they start doing Minecraft and they don't do the previous thing. And I like that I kind of started with music and it wasn't very good, and all of that is gone now. But like I like that I'm still kind of doing it, and I've kind of improved, and you can see the improvement over time. Like that's nice that it's up there. It kind of still is embarrassing that people can go back and watch like my old covers that I don't think sound very good, or they're not mixed very well. But then I've got like me when I did stuff with like Gemma Johnson, and then she produced it and it sounded really nice. But and then now I'm kind of producing my own stuff and it sounds okay. I just think it's like it's nice to have all the different, like, see the progression. I think that's the fun thing about doing this for so long. I hope you can look back in like 10 years and look at the podcast from now, the podcast then, you're like, wow, I'm in this big studio in LA in a penthouse, and I was just in my garden before.
Not in America, thank you, but you know, maybe.
Yeah, okay, a penthouse in
London, not London actually.
In Chiswick.
anywhere, I guess.
Yeah, a penthouse in the world.
It's funny that you say that I'm in my garden, because like you're right, and I mentioned it beforehand. But so I moved in with my partner last October. So
Okay.
like it's nice because I can be a bit more flexible with podcasts. If someone turns around and goes, "Oh, can we do this at like 11 p.m. at night?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." But I lived with my mom and dad before, like it was like it was a 2-bedroom and it was great, but it was really old. Like I won't get into it too much. In the off chance it somehow ends up doxing me. But the walls are just so thin to the point where like, so I did the block wars. I casted block wars back in December, right? And
Yeah.
one of the main reasons I wanted to move out was because of my job being crappy hours and me wanting to keep content alive, but also because I just live with my partner. And we were lucky to come across this because I can be loud in the garden and no one can hear me, and it's perfect. But so with the block wars casting, I remember speaking to my mum and dad about it, and I was like, if I had been at home, right, it was at like 11 p.m. at night on a Tuesday, you know, and with the payout that I got, I was like, would you have let me do that? And my mum and dad want me to succeed. They're not like haters, right? But also my dad gets up at 3 a.m. for work and he works in construction. So I said to him, like, and he was like, no. And I said, why? He's like, no, you wouldn't have been allowed to do it. And I went, really? He's like, yeah, because like he was always knocking on the wall or something, just telling me to quiet down, because that's how thin, like if I was talking like this right now with you on the podcast, right, this is how like low I could go. But the podcast can probably barely hear me, like in the actual editing.
Probably wouldn't be a very enjoyable podcast.
He would
you could do
still
ASMR.
but he would still
you could
be
do
able
an
to help me.
ASMR pod.
But he could still hear me. He could still hear me at that rate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's how bad the walls were. So like, no, now that I've moved out, I feel like, again, that kind of falls under the whole, when you mentioned penthouse, sorry, this one like went off topic. I just feel like I'm doing a lot better now because I can kind of be more flexible with recording at 10 a.m. for example. If this was for some reason at 10 p.m. I could have done that kind of thing. So
yeah, that is better. I think that is the benefit of moving out, to be sure. Like I do remember like being at home, and I was always, because I did like Minecraft stuff with people from America. I was up till like 2, and back in the day my parents were like, who are you talking to online? Because that Minecraft didn't exist, and also parents didn't really know a lot about internet safety, so they just assumed that everyone was probably trying to get me. Like they were very confused when I went out to like meet Lizzie and Joel in person, and they would just happen to live like 20 minutes away, but they were very much like wary of me staying up late and being on calls with people,
which is valid.
And like,
yeah.
I think it is very valid. They're valid fears, and I could have explained it away, and eventually they just kind of got to the state where they were like, yeah, he's probably okay, because he could be out on the street down by the corner shop smoking cigarettes, but he's talking to people online, and that's okay. At least we can see him. I think that's where they got to. But either way, like I couldn't film like very late hours either. I had to like, there's a lot of videos where I end with it whispering because I'm filming like normal times, and then they're like, you need to go to bed. So I had to like sneak down and film after. Like,
God,
but I think it's definitely better once you move out
shop.
to have that freedom. I produced way more and better stuff after I moved out because you just have more freedom and you feel less watched as well.
This is so off topic, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. Do you know how you refer to it as the corner shop, right? So where I used to live, there used to be one shop which was like 10 minutes away and another shop which was 15 minutes away, right? And there was one of them was like behind the house-esque and one of them was in front of the house-esque kind of idea. So we called the one that was in front of the house the corner shop, but then we called the one that was behind the house the back shops. Have you always referred to this corner shop? Have you ever used the word back shop?
No, I've never said. I've never had back shops. I've never been to back shops.
It was just like like, are you going, like my mum would be like, oh, like where are you going? I'd be like, oh, to the corner shop. She's like, oh, like what, like because the post office was at the back shops.
Yeah,
so she's like,
never
oh,
been.
Can you go to the back shops instead? And I was like, all right.
You
sure.
don't go to the back shops often? Or...
It's just like I love the British urge to call it the corner shop. I don't know if that's a global thing, but
yeah,
I think
they call it convenience stores in America. I think
that's
corner
so
shop
Ugh.
is cute.
Corner shop is
cute ways.
Big Tesco, small Tesco as well.
Yeah, little Tesco, big Tesco, crazy big Tesco.
What's your meal deal? What's your go-to meal deal?
What's my meal deal? Oh, I like, to be fair, this is the fame talking, because I don't go Tesco that much anymore for a meal deal. Because since I moved to Sheffield, which is where I live, I'm in the north, and I've gone like more city centre. There are just so many good cafes near me that it feels wrong to go and get a meal deal. So I'm just like, I could get a sandwich from like one of these 5 really nice bakeries, and I'm paying like £5 more a day, but it's like it's really nice, and I feel like I'm supporting local business, which I don't feel like when I go to Tesco. But my usual meal deal, if I was at Tesco, would be it'd be like a chicken bacon mayo, or I'd pay £1 extra for the posh sandwich in a box. I like the box sandwiches.
Okay, that's
I like
fair,
the pastrami one, and then I would usually get like either a fruit pot because I like to pretend I'm healthy, and a water bottle because I'm boring, or a juice. I'd have a juice. That's my meal deal. What's your meal deal?
Southern fried chicken wrap big Red
Okay.
Bull and a Yorkie bar.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
you said you're 23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big Red Bull makes sense.
I genuinely, and I don't, sorry, I'm using your podcast for this. I use the AMZ one as well. Red Bull,
Okay.
if you're somehow listening to this, please give me a sponsorship. I beg, man. I actually beg. I drink so much. I've been told
Our
to
friend
stop.
Jivix got he did like I think it was like an event years and years ago, and they gave him like 5 crates of Red Bull, and they've been sat in his flat ever since. And every time people come up, he tries to give them away. And
He's been on the podcast. I might just message him.
Yeah, okay, so if you've had Jivik, he's a Jivik. He's been on pod.
Yeah, Jack Jivik, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the one. You need to get his Red Bull.
I think it was either just before or after he casted MCC Live.
Yeah, no, he's got a lot of Red Bull. He might be your connection.
We haven't talked since the podcast. Would it be really awkward if I just message him and be like, oh, Ollie told me to message? Should I just blame you? Ollie told me to message.
Yeah, I say
you
that on the
after your Red
podcast. Ollie said that you're the hookup.
Bull. You're the Red Bull. Is it like plain Red Bull? Do you know?
I don't know. No, I think it is plain Red Bull. I think it's normal Red Bull.
Who was it? Someone has like a Red Bull contract. Is it Tubbo has like a Red Bull contract for life or something?
No,
like that?
did AMZ have it? No, AMZ with Misfits had a contract with some drink.
I
but
thought
then
Tubbo
it
had
fell
like
through,
unlimited
obviously.
Red Bull for life or something. He has unlimited something for
He
life.
might. Tubbo's got everything.
I know Mini Mint has unlimited KFC for life.
Yeah,
You want a
and
black
like, and
card.
Ed Sheeran's got Nando's black card. Like,
Yeah, that's the one.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Anyways.
Anyway,
topic.
yeah, no, to answer your question, I can't help you with Red Bull hookup myself because I don't drink it and they don't know me.
Oh,
so.
no, I'm just saying, if in the off chance that like someone from Red Bull is listening
yeah,
to
if
this
they
because they're a
watch
big fan
this-
of yours, I'm just,
Yeah, if they're an old school Olipop and they really want to get Red Bull sold, give it to Insane Orb.
Speaking of
All this
Olipops,
Yeah.
how did you even get the name Orion Sound?
I wish I had a better answer for this because I've been asked this on so many panels and my answer is bad. I don't have a good answer. I was just in school and I liked the word Orion a lot for some reason. I wasn't really. I think it might have been mentioned in Percy Jackson. I read the books, but I don't even think it was. I think I just really liked the word and I doodled this little logo that was like, this is if I become a big famous. It wasn't even YouTube at that point. I think it was like musician. I'll have Orion as my name and I'll put like it was like an eye with 3 lines off it. I was like, that's really sick and edgy and cool. But then Orion was taken, so I just put sound on the end of it, and then that's kind of just stuck. I wish I could rebrand. I really want to just be Ollie, but Ollie Heike Hate Me's freaking blown up in the past like 2 years,
Yep,
and
Heike
he's now
Ollie.
more of an Ollie than I. Yeah, Heike Ollie, freaking, and he's now called himself Ollie. Stupid game. So I can't rebrand to just Ollie now because there's too many Ollies in the Minecraft space. So I don't know what I'd rebrand to. But I think the Orion Sound. I said this to Anthony Minecraft at the thing. I was like, I really want to rebrand. I was like, I like Orion Sound. I was like, why? It doesn't mean anything. I think people are just used to it at this point. I don't know what I'd rebrand to. I think it's very difficult to rebrand at this stage. So I don't know if I ever would. But like the Orion Sound really means nothing. It means nothing. And I've kind of lent into it like with Ollie Orion Sound because everyone's like there was like Scott's Major for a while and stuff like that, and I've kind of like turned it into more of a name, but it doesn't mean anything. I wish I had better branding. But I think a lot of people that pick their names from like their gamer tag and stuff back in the day kind of feel the same. Like I don't think that's too not normal. I think once you've had a name for like 13 years, most people don't probably like it.
Yeah. I will say, and this is such a weird take that I've made on the podcast a few times, it's just interesting in my eyes, is you have like, how I like to refer to if I like a name or not, is would it fit in MCC? And I feel like the Orion Sound is perfect MCC name, like Smager MCC name, and also like the flow in, there's like you said, Ollie Orion Sound, there's Joel Smallish Beans, there's Shane Firebreath Man, like those, like, whereas my name's Charlie Inside Orbits is so crap.
Yeah, but Charlie Orbits is cool.
No, not really. No, it's not.
Charlie Orbits.
No, maybe Charlie Inside MC. But so my old account on Twitter, because I've decided to make one of those now, is in primary school I used to always be called Chatterbox Charlie, as proven by the podcast. And yeah, I love talking. I actually have something else to say after this, which is interesting. Sorry, but. And then one kid in my school decided like he wanted to try and make Chaz stick, and it just never stuck, sadly. And I thought it would have been cool, so that's why my old is Chatterbox Chaz.
Yeah, we had one of our friends is my name's Che, and we used to do content with him. And his name is Charlie as well, but he just shortened it to Che, and that as a stage name, it's tight. Like Che's pretty sick. Chaz I think also could have worked as well. Chaz works as like a username, or as like if you're down at the bingo, and like so I was like, hey up Chaz.
There's also Chaz Sturdy, if you've ever heard of Chaz Sturdy.
I don't know Chaz Sturdy. Who's Chaz?
I don't really make content, but they're in the space. And then there's like that other big from not Minecraft, but NYK Chazza.
Chaz is feels very British. I assume they're British.
Yeah, that's what I was aware anyways. I don't think Chaz Sturdy is though.
Oh.
Could be wrong.
To be fair, that sounds like a cool stage name. Again, they're kind of appropriating Chaz. I don't even think they call Charlie. Why? I think they're just faking it. But yeah, I don't know.
Charlie sound nice.
To close off, I like the Orion Sound came from when I was a kid. I'm not particularly a fan of it now, but I think it will probably end up staying till I've inevitably quit and I'll move on to something else just because it's too hard to rebrand. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Like I've had like series like for example, like Olipops is like my second channel name. I was like, that's not even like a terrible name for a first channel name. Like, if I was gonna keep like the nostalgia factor, but I've already used it elsewhere now. And like, I don't know. Maybe it'll stay. The only person I know that's done a big rebrand late in their career is like Vixella. Used to be Fancy Simming. She's a Sims channel. You wouldn't know her, but she's done out.
I know Vixella.
Yeah. Like I say, she used to be Fancy Simming up until about like 700k, 600k, and then rebranded to Vixella. And that's like, I think one of the few positive rebrands I've seen where it's like people are just like, oh yeah, that's the new name. It's a good name, and it stuck. And I met her after that, and I was like, I don't even know you had this previous life. But she'd had like a whole like 6 years of being Fancy Sim. I was like, wow. So you can change. People can change.
People can change.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it with InsideMC, like, do I rebrand it? Because it's branded inside Minecraft, sure, but we've had people on the podcast, and whenever I pitch it to someone who isn't a Minecraft creator, they're like, oh, I don't really do Minecraft content. I'm like, I know, but it's just branded inside Minecraft. Like, I talk to anyone. I want to talk to anyone. But like, what do I even change it to? Because if I want to like try and, I guess, make it this big interviewing thing where it goes out, I like InsideMC, so what do I rebrand to? That's
inside
the problem, right?
orbit. Like, yeah, it's because the planet is orbiting and we're inside of it. Or
I don't like it.
What if you just don't tell people that Minecraft is that MC means Minecraft?
Well, that's but then it's also very obvious. It takes like one quick look at the channel and like,
say that you're like an MC at like you cast stuff. You're a caster.
Oh, true.
Inside E.
True. I like it. I see the vision.
Yeah, I think it's quite for a Minecraft podcast. I think it's a good name. I will say, yeah, if you're wanting to branch out to other things, you need kind of like a more generic one.
But I'll figure out if I ever need to.
Yeah,
I like the Orion Sound.
You've just got all these Minecrafters wanting to talk to you. You use us first, then move on.
I don't think I'll ever run out, really. Like you said, there's so many new people coming to the space and who are making great content.
True.
I just don't think
I think if you bounce between like here's a new wave person, here's an old gen person, and you keep going back and forth, I think that's kind of interesting because then you get the new kids on the block and you get their insight of like, yeah, I blew up just by like, I don't know, doing 100 days was like really popular, so like I just did that, it did crazy. Then the old gen people, they were like, yeah, I did like daily videos for like the first year of my career. Like, I don't know, I think it's interesting to see the two POVs and like bouncing between those in videos would be fun. I'd watch that.
Something I was going to touch on earlier was I had this conversation with my mum yesterday because I had like a bit of a bad day at work just because customers are so. I've said this so many times on the podcast. People know by now I hate customer service. Like,
so you're a barista, right?
I was a barista for 3 years. And then now I work in like it's retail, but it's for a specific company, so we only serve people who work for that company basically.
Right.
Like I work for that company, but it's like a weird thing, right? Anyways, you like surprisingly enough, even though you're dealing with the same people every single day, they don't get less arrogant, which is like genuinely so surprising to me, and it's why the whole psychology thing was so fascinating. But I was talking to my mum about it yesterday. I was like, the thing is with the podcast, I think why I very chatty, but if you saw me at work, you'd be like, wow, this guy does not like talking to anyone, right?
Yeah.
And it's because, and sorry, I'm going to say it for a third time, this is what I said to my mum, was like, with the podcast, I get to choose who I speak to. So like, I get to choose, like, if someone reaches out and goes, oh, I'm interested in coming on the podcast, like, all right, thank you, like, I'll keep that in mind. But maybe, and this hasn't happened, but just in case anyone has reached out and is listening to this, but like, I'll be like, oh, I don't really want to talk to that person, and I don't have to, which is great. It's my choice. Whereas like at work, I have to deal with these customers. It's like no choice. So I think that's why it's like it makes it that's the thing with the podcast. Like I can bring on anyone if they're interested. And sometimes people aren't interested, which is completely valid. And sometimes they become interested 2 years later, which is also completely valid. But you know, like at the end of the day, it's my choice. If you turn around and go, oh yeah, I'm interested in coming on the podcast now, but like right now I don't really feel like speaking to you, I don't have to. It's great.
I've done your podcast before I did Imp and Skiv's podcast, so if anything, like you're up the rung. I may have taken 2 years, but you were my first port of call when I wanted to do a podcast.
I appreciate that, thank you. Carrying on about your past here, we will get into your present in a minute now. It's just so fun talking about history.
Yeah, I mean, what present, you know? The past is what was cool.
You mentioned Nevermind, which is a thing. I just wanted to bring it up because I've never heard of it before. What? I know you've already explained what it is, so I'm not going to ask what it was. But like, was it only a 1 year thing?
No, they did like 3 years. They did like 3 years in different like venues in Newcastle. It was very odd. And we wouldn't do this now. If anyone's watching the podcast is like, I've got rich parents, I can throw a convention to get Lizzie, Ellie, Shadow Lady, and Joel to go there. Like, we were small fries back then, and it was cool to be invited to our first convention. Like, this was my first ever con. I hadn't been to like Insomnia, which existed back then, or like Eurogamer, which existed back then. All the UK cons have gone now. There is no cons really left, but like, it was just cool and kind of funny. But yeah, they did 3 years. I went to the first year and the third year, and the third year was like a sad affair. Whereas the first one, we were all kind of there and it was fun. The third year was just like, I went there. I think Jack Sucks at Life was there because he lived in Newcastle at the time, and I think Callum went, and it was just like, I don't know. They had like a really weird setup with the meet and greet where it was just like they put you in like a long line, and kids, because they had a kid, and our audience was way younger then. They were like, just go up to everyone and get everyone to sign. So it would just be like they'd go around this really long table one at a time and be like, what do you do? And I'd be like, I do Minecraft. I do Minecraft. Like, cool. That's really cool. Like this. And they'd hold out the book and then they'd move on. And it was just felt very forced and strange. And there wasn't really anything else there aside from that. Like, it was like they had like, it was kind of like, the hall reminded me of like a school function hall where it had like maybe it had like the window where like you'd like the cafeteria be served out of lunch, because they had like a little food section, but it was just that. It wasn't like convention having like food trucks or like vendors and stuff. It was very weird, a very weird convention. You can see it all in my vlog because the vlog's still up, and like you can kind of see how it does compared to now, like current day conventions. There was no security at all, because why would there be? We had no fans, but like I don't know. It was just a very different experience back then. But I'm glad that we did it to compare to the modern day. Like we've experienced it all. We experienced it all before YouTube was big, before Minecraft was big.
What has been some of your favorite conventions to go to? And I don't mean like as in like, oh, I love TwitchCon. Like, is there a specific TwitchCon? Is there a specific when it was a thing and wasn't crap? Insomnia. Like, is there anything like that you've really enjoyed like more than others?
Oh, as a Twitch ambassador, I love TwitchCon. No, I think.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say like TwitchCon's. Not so much, like, I think the last 2 years have been, like, really busy for us. Like, we finally, Twitch just started, like, inviting us stuff and putting us on panels, and that's just, we're saying yes to everything, but it's very busy. I really did like Paris. And everyone that goes to TwitchCon really, like, rates Amsterdam, which was the year before. They're all like, yeah, Amsterdam was the best one. I went to Paris and I had a great time. It was really nice. But I will say my favorite conventions have been, like, VidCons of the past, which was, like, before TikTok was a thing. Not that I haven't been there since COVID, so I don't know what it's like now. But before, we'd go as like a big group, and it'd be like our one big holiday of the year. And the convention itself was fine, but in general, we because Lizzie and Joel and I used to be under Maker Studios, which was owned by Disney. We'd get like a Disney day with like someone that would like walk us around and skip queues and stuff. It was very premium. It's an experience that usually costs like £10,000+, and we got that every time for free. So that made those conventions very good. Nothing to do with the con, but that was really nice because we got Disney Day. Aside from that, my favorite cons are by far like the Pokemon ones that I go to, because I like that aren't related to YouTube at all, but like Pokemon Worlds and EUIC are both like, because I play and collect Pokemon cards. They're very fun as a spectator like sport, but in general, I just like going and sweating games for like 10 hours. So they're my favorite cons. But my favorite ones to meet people have been like Twitch cons nowadays. Like Twitch cons, especially because my audience used to be very young. Like there would be. I went to Insomnia and no one knew me. And that was fun. I went there and it was like you'd go look at the games, and I was in it for like trying the new games and like watching esports, and that was like its own separate enjoyable thing. But then the year after, that was my first year after Crazycraft, and like the first person I met that recognized me cried, and they were like 8. And I was like, this is so strange. I was like, this is so, please. But I was like, this is so kind. Please don't cry. I don't know how to deal with it because I just hadn't dealt with that before. It was so new. But like since then, everyone's been so lovely. But definitely our audience now is older. I find meet and greets more fun now because I can kind of like bounce off the people going to meet us. I can run like a little bit, and usually I'm doing like a meet and greet with Jim, so we're just like running bits with the people that come to meet us, and it's just fun. Aside from like the fact that because the queues are longer, the security kind of rushes people, which I don't like. But the actual like people that we meet, I think, are more like our age demo where we can kind of have a back and forth. Versus when we had like kids before that would come up with their mums and they'd be like they're a big fan of you, and they would like not speak, and which is fine because it is very scary. It is incredibly daunting going to a meet and greet, even like at our age now. Like I remember going to VidCon and my partner at the time was like, I want to meet this YouTuber. And I was like, I'm scared to go with you. Like, I don't. It feels weird. It feels strange. I don't know, but it's not strange. It's cool to like be a fan of someone. It's cool to like appreciate their work, but it's just like it's very daunting to like say that. So I respect anyone that does that, especially when you're young and it is like, I don't know, and you're not like that. Maybe you're neurodivergent or maybe you're very introverted. Like it's a super tricky thing to go out of your comfort zone, and like a lot of parents will be like they've spoken more to you in this like meet and greet than they've like done to like their family in years. I was like, that's very precious, but like it's definitely like nowadays I do enjoy having like that rapport and that back and forth, because it just feels more like I'm having a stream. It feels more like I'm streaming with the audience. I'm just like chatting, and it helps 100% me like when I'm doing IRL stuff and people come up. I'm very good at like riffing off like that vibe now. It kind of suits me more, I think. I don't know what point I was trying to make there. My favorite convention is Pokemon EUIC, but I like all of them.
It's funny you bring up meet and greets, because we've actually met before in person.
Was that a meet and greet? I thought we met. Have we not met before anyway?
We've never met before. No.
We never met before.
Well, other than this one time, which
was I horrible?
No. I think it was more me. Let me explain. So,
okay.
You on the 13th of January 2024, you, Scott Major, Callum CPK, and Becky Amon.
Summer in the City.
Had
no,
MegaCon. You had a meet and greet at MegaCon, right? Well, kind of, right? Yes. So I was in a very weird stage with InsideMC at this time, because I'd gotten like, it was my first kind of thing of getting, I guess, quote unquote, larger creators on, right? So in everything, you don't really know how to be, if that makes sense. So Callum was scheduled to come on the podcast 2 weeks later. So
you had it in.
So yeah, but also going up to them, all three of you, and being like, oh yeah, Callum, you're coming on my podcast, but then Callum not speaking to the other three. I didn't really know how to react, right? I wasn't sure what to do. So I was just not gonna go to the meet and greet. Right. But someone called Erin Wren, sorry, apologies, Erin, for the sentence, was there. And I met up with her, and she went, oh, I'm going to this meet and greet with the four of them. So I went, all right, that's fine. And I think because I got myself into such a thing of like, okay, how do I act? I killed my social battery.
Right.
Like completely just destroyed it. So we're in queue. I walk up to you all, and I'm with Erin and their friend, and I just don't say anything. I'm dead quiet. I'm like, I don't know why. It's never ever happened to me before in any other scenario. But I said to Chloe afterwards, I said, I don't, and we left the convention after that. Like we were done, we were gone. And I said, so I just couldn't understand it, because even at TwitchCon, I'm just so chatty. I'm always talking, and I always find something to talk about, even now on the podcast. But I just, for some bizarre reason, I think I just got my head into such a state of like, okay, I met Callum at, the only ever meet and greet I've been to was CPK in Paris. So I'd already met with CPK. He was coming on a podcast. What do I do? Do I go up and do I be a fan and blah blah blah? Do I go up? Do I pitch InsideMC? Do I put you on the spot? Do I go up? Do I talk about that?
Yeah, you don't do that. That's awkward. Don't do that.
No, I know you don't do that, but that's what I'm saying. But because I got myself into such a headache of like, crap, what do I do here? Yeah. I mean, I just killed my. So yeah, we've met in person, but I didn't. There's a word to you, and we got a picture. I have a picture on my phone of the four of us. I got a picture out of it. Didn't end up posting it anyway, so I was like, I feel weird posting it when I didn't actually interact with any of you.
We probably thought that you were just there accompanying your friend. So I probably was like, hey, how you doing? Because I usually do that to even when people come with like their partners or with their parents or anything. I'm like, having a good day? Long queue, isn't it? I'll do like a how's the weather kind of chat at you, because I probably would have assumed you didn't have a clue who we were.
I think what made it worse was like the thing is because you split into, because there's three of us there and you split into twos. So two of you were talking to Erin, two of you were talking to Erin's friend, and I was kind of just in the middle. Like I'm not, because I wasn't close enough. I'm not close enough with Erin. Like we know each other through online, but we're not crazy friends. So I can't exactly go up. And I think they were giving you guys stuff because they made custom stuff. And I was like, I have nothing to provide here other than like, oh, Callum, you're coming on my podcast. Hi.
Other than witty banter.
Yeah, but like I mean, I've also become like, if it happened now, like say you had MegaCon thing, I like, obviously it's different because all of you at least know me or have done something with me. So I just feel like it's easier to go up to you and be like, oh yeah. But whereas if I'm not, because I'm not.
But I'd also say don't go to a meet and greet. Like just ask, like we can meet up outside of the meet and greet now because we know each other.
But you get the point, though. It's like, you know, if you were there MegaCon and you were busy, and you was like, oh, the only time you're gonna get to talk to me, sadly, is if like because you're not obviously you are busy, and you're like, oh, the only time you can talk to me is by coming to the meeting group. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll rock up and just say, oh, like, hi, I'm the InsideMC guy. But if I'm not active in your chats and stuff like that, it's like, oh, hi, I'm a fan, and like I know you guys are great at dealing with it because you've done many before, but I just got in so in my own head that I literally left that convention and just sat in my room quiet the entire day. Never ever happened. I just killed my own social battery completely. It was so strange.
It happens. We live and we learn.
We do.
We live and we learn. And now next meet and greet, you're gonna be great.
I will.
You're gonna make me so many nice things, so many like bracelets and like.
I'm gonna commission art of us two like standing next to each other, like how we are in the picture.
Nice. I like
smiling.
that.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, we can remake it. So you're like leaning into me. You're my hands major. It's great. We look so happy.
We've really bonded. Yeah, I think if you could do that, that'd be great. That could be the thumbnail for this.
It's commissioned art of us two. I just make this
show
image that I got.
It'd be very funny if you put that image up in the thing. I know it's not a visual podcast, but I think it would be.
No, I slap images on the screen sometimes.
Okay, so I'd stick it on. I think that's funny.
Okay, you're gonna see this random picture that no one has ever seen before of us, where I just don't speak to them at all. Right. No, I guess. Oh yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, how was Cam on the podcast? What did he talk about? Did he talk about his uni? Was that?
Wait, so what? CPK or Cam?
Cam. Yeah, what about Cam?
Oh, Cal, CPK. Sorry, I didn't hear you probably.
No, Cam, CAM, Cam.
Oh, CAM. Oh, wait, just to clarify, it was Callum that I met with.
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
Cam didn't exist by MegaCon. I'm currently looking at InsideMC guest list to see who I know that you're speaking to. I'm just like, I know Cam was on it because that's what made me want to go on it. But also, like, I'm just like he's a talker.
We had a really good talk. He did a lot of interviewing me as well. It's the first time that I've had someone on podcast who interviewed me, and like you said with the whole football thing, I feel like a really strengthened our relationship. It was great. We had a great chat. I brought up like you said, I brought up the uni. So we were talking about that. It was really interesting because he brought up.
Love talking about that.
Well, it was also fascinating because there was this joke running gag whenever I went out drinking at TwitchCon was that like I always find a way to relate to like you could say anything and I'll be like I can relate, right? It was a running gag and it's true, sadly. But Cam was talking about like this diabetes thing that he was doing, and it was really fascinating because my my uncle had passed back in October or something like that, maybe something along those lines. No, yeah, early October or something like that. And he's Irish, so in Ireland they bury really quickly. Like you die on a Monday, you get buried on a Friday. Basically, we only got the results back maybe like a week or so before the Kanban podcast, and apparently he had diabetes, and he was a truck driver, and that's exactly what Kanban has done studies on. And it was just so fascinating that he came on the podcast fresh after I found out that information. So yeah, no, that was a fun podcast. This is definitely one of the. I have a lot of podcasts that I favor loads, and I like this one a lot. This has been a great one as well.
But this one with me or the one with Cam?
With you.
With me.
With you. I've loved talking to you.
Well, let's continue it. We've got so much time.
We do. We have so much to talk about as well. This is going to be great to edit. I can't wait. The Gaki podcast was 2 hours long, and I'm still not finished editing that, and that comes out Friday. So
what's like a usual length for your podcast? Like, the reason I asked was I looked at Cam's, and it said it was 2 hours. I was like, yeah, I bet he made it last 2 hours. I bet he milked that because he's a talker.
Again, it just depends on who I speak to. So, like, Cam is a talker, you're a talker. Nominal Gravy's one because, like, unironically, we made the joke on a podcast. It's fine because we're both both Irish. We just talked so fast. So, like, with anyone else, that would have been like maybe 20-30 minutes longer. But we're just fast talkers. Like I had Fruit Berries on as one of my longest podcasts to date. Still Fulham as well, one of my longest podcasts to date. Like these are 2023 though, which is insane to think about. I had Link Taiho on for like an hour and 50. And again, it just like I said, if you give me a lot to talk about and you're willing to talk without like sadly having to cut it short, then it's great. Like if you were, which it sounds like you are, willing to go for like another hour up until you have to jump straight into dungeon delivery.
My plan is I'll do. Well, let's say we've got till 12:30. Let's say that because that gives me time for an hour of lunch, and then I jump.
Oh wait, I thought the recording was at 12:30.
No, it's at 1:30.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so perfect. Yeah, so if we add up until 12:30. We can probably go until 12:30. I'm happy to. I've always said this, like I'm happy to go for as long as you want to talk about because it's great. It's more content, more for people to listen to, more for people to learn about you as well. So.
And we've barely touched on my present. We've only talked about my past.
I know. Let's talk about your present at the moment. Let's go. We'll get into that. I think we've done a lot about the past. So, how did you become a Twitch ambassador?
They put out applications, and I applied, and then I had an interview, and they asked me like, why do I want to be a Twitch ambassador? And I said because I think my reasoning was because I do a lot of variety stuff. Like I cover like the IRL side, the gaming side, and the music side. I just think that means I can give good information to people, and they were like, yeah, cool. And then they just gave me it. I don't know why. I'll be honest. I don't know how I ended up a Twitch ambassador. Surely there were more qualified people, but I think, the year that I got in, there was only 4 people added, and this year they've added like 60 people in one wave. So I don't know if they're just like expanding the roster of it. But yeah, I just applied and I got it. And because I stream a bit, I guess.
What does it entail exactly?
I don't want to badmouth the platform. It doesn't really entail anything. I'll be honest. Ambassadors, I think, is the concept feels like free market research. Like, because they a lot of the new product stuff that coming to Twitch, they usually pass by us and are like, do you think the people will be happy with this? And we're usually like, the people probably won't be happy with anything you put out because the people don't like Twitch right now. But maybe, like they ran as like they've got the new thing where like if you're not an affiliate, you can still earn money and it goes into like an account you can use to sub with and stuff like that. And they were like, what should we call it? And I was like, I think I said like the spending wallet or whatever, and they might have ran with that. But like in general, I was just like, everyone's just gonna want everyone's gonna want every feature, but you can't give everyone every feature because you need to have people vetted to make before you pay them out money. So that's why they have the affiliate program in general. It's more just like a vetting process. But then affiliates want the things that technically all the features on Twitch could be given to everyone that's an affiliate, but Twitch wants there to be a path partner, and affiliates that have been working for years want there to be something to strive for. So it's a very weird system. And for me as a person that like because I joined Twitch I think 9 years ago before there was an affiliate thing, and I got given partner because I was like reasonably big on YouTube. So I skipped this entire like path to partner system that exists now. So it's like that's the one thing. Like I've been brought into this platform to kind of give feedback on some stuff, and I don't know a lot about that facet of it. So it's like it's very weird. I don't know. In general, the affiliate system is there mainly just to give advice to Twitch and also to give advice to other streamers. It's expected to be like a middle ground connecting point where you can speak to an affiliate and they'll be able to give advice without having to then go up the chain. But like realistically, it used to be the affiliates had more say, I think, because there was less of them, but now there's like a lot. So I don't know kind of what it is right now. I think affiliates aren't far removed from being part of like one of the guilds, like because there's the Pride Guild now, there's the Women's Guild, there's like a lot of different guilds that kind of also have like a contact at Twitch, because it's really hard to contact Twitch. That's the main reason I signed up, is that I just wanted to be able to reach out and be like, hey, I've got this project coming up. How would you be able to help promote it, or can I get front page? It was mainly my main reason for signing up, because I was like, it was annoying having like I've had issues on the platform before and having no one to be able to reach out to and speak to about it, but I also thought I could maybe give, which I have done. I mean, I did coaching in like MCC and things like that, and that was some of the things I pitched. I was like, whenever people have tech issues in like our circle, I'm usually the one they go to. So I know a lot about like OBS and about streaming and about audio and about video, so I'm good at giving advice on that. So I just figured it'd be like a nice role to have. But so far, it's like I've given like no advice to anyone, particularly outside of our circle. Still, I don't think anyone's actually reached out to me and be like, "Oh my god, you're an ambassador. Can we speak?" I don't really think it means anything, but it's
cool
a nice badge
though.
on Twitch. Yeah, it's a nice badge on Twitch. That's nice.
I need to up my stream quality. I've been streaming for a while now, and like I'm happy with just keeping it basic, but then like everyone I'm looking at now who's doing really well has these like cool little features. Like you come to the chat and like I'm like, for instance, when I'm doing a podcast I lurk. Like I've been in Owen's chat, Owen's stream, sorry, and he has like the check-in thing which unlocks a stamp card and this, and I need to really up my quality, I've come to realize, because I would love to be Twitch partner, but I'll be honest, I'm not really doing anything crazy to get there. I'm just streaming, so you know.
Yeah, I think it's like that is the thing, is that Twitch is like, it's not as oversaturated as YouTube, but it's like insanely hard to grow. Like you can be making, I've gone into channels of people with like 15 viewers, 20 viewers, and they're doing like still insanely produced streams, and it's just without like, you need, where YouTube you can grow kind of standalone with the right like knowledge of the algorithm or by like trial and error and kind of getting lucky. Twitch you can't. Like you kind of need like a network of people like raiding in, or you need other platforms. Like it's so much easier to grow on Twitch if you already have a YouTube presence than vice versa. Like it's hard to grow on Twitch, and then if you grow on Twitch, it's so hard to like grow other platforms off Twitch. Most people will just go into the next streamer and they don't really care to like look through every other platform that you're on. It's weird. Twitch, I would argue, if you're gonna put like time and effort into any platform, even as a Twitch ambassador, I will say you'll get the least back for your time time on Twitch, but you will get the most dedicated audience. I think that's kind of the trade-off, is that the Twitch streaming audience and the tools available there are like better than any other live platform currently, but it's hard to grow that audience. Like, it's incredibly hard to grow that.
Well,
So
I want to help a small stream out here. If
Yeah,
anyone's
dude.
listening to this and they're enjoying the podcast, please go check out the TheOrionSound on Twitch. They're trying to grow. They're making great content. You know, anything I
try.
can do to help out.
I try. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think in general it kind of just takes like, to grow on Twitch requires like actual locking in as that as your main platform, but I think it's just feasible for a lot of people. Like, I think honestly, with you doing the podcast and everything else and working like a proper job, it makes sense that you found it hard to like grow on that platform. Like, it is just hard. It's not like a fun grind. It's just like there's people that are there that have been streaming to like 2 people for like 3 years. I'm like, God. That sounds horrible. I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, no,
That's
literally,
brilliant.
I went live the other day. Someone, again, I'm bringing up Portal about it, and he just laughed in my face. We're just fighting so friends, he's allowed to laugh.
Yeah.
But I was like, to him, was chatting, I was like, I ended the stream the other day after like 45 minutes. So I was like, why? And I was like, because I went live for 45 minutes and didn't have a single chatter. And he just laughed at me, which is like fine. It wasn't a toxic laugh, and you can feel free to laugh as well, because it was funny. Like, I literally ended the stream, I was like, God, that was...
No, it's a laugh of understanding. It's a laugh
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
that
exactly.
makes sense. I mean, I've experienced that now, because I did Twitch for 2 years, and then I did Facebook Gaming. They did like paid contracts. So I went to Facebook Gaming for a year.
I remember
and
that,
was
yeah.
dropping from 500 viewers down to 3 viewers who you could only use your full name on Facebook. So I felt bad even trying to push it on Insta, being like, come to watch my Facebook streams, because like I didn't want people to dox their full names in the chat.
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll have usernames eventually. That platform died before they got usernames. Like, so I've experienced the streaming into the void feeling. I streamed Smash Brothers 4 hours a day and no chatters, but at least I had the good paycheck. There was the good paycheck. That was the trade-off. That is different. But like, that was a bad experience. I do regret doing that, even though it did pay for me to live for a year. Like, it was not. I think it did kill Twitch momentum for sure. Like, coming off the platform.
I find it funny also. At the end of the day, like I said, like you said, sorry, is I've got the work and I'm focused on YouTube content. And like, I should really, I know not on the podcast, but in the videos, I should really start promoting my Twitch one. I think I will, because it was like, I did like an MCSR thing where I streamed for a week and like subs equaled more games. I promoted in a video and it did pretty well. Like, I got a few people come in and watch. So maybe I just need to start selling myself.
You could
more.
release, like, is the podcast, is the Twitch an InsideMC Twitch, or is it Orbit's Twitch?
No, it's Insane Orbits. Yeah, there was an InsideMC Twitch account. I've just never used it because I was going to use it for something we'll talk about. A thing if the Crafted Together was, if you ever heard of it. But
Not off the top, but I can get the concept of what it would be.
yeah, it's well, Eloise won Streamer of the Year. So
Did she?
mm-hmm.
Oh, you won Streamer of the Year. Because she's won a Crafty. She's won a Crafty. She's won all the awards.
Biggest award show that, to be honest. My one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
No, it's
certainly
pretty
older, been around longer than the Crafties. Crafties only had 2 years.
Well, Crafted Together Awards was December last year, but I announced it before the
Oh.
Crafties.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So,
got ahead of the curve.
I was there first. We were actually going to call it the Crafties, but we was like, that's too basic. Now, I wonder what would have happened.
Basic works, basic sells.
But I'm just saying, if Minecraft went with it, imagine what would have happened if we called ours for the Crafties. We would have had to rebrand.
You had to rebrand, or maybe they had to pay you off. So you owned the
True.
rights.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anthony Minecraft would have sent you a cease and desist. It'd been very exciting. Something to
I've
talk about the
talked
podcast.
I mean, Anthony Minecraft knows about it, which is really funny. So he talks about it, which is great.
Yeah, we like Anthony Minecraft. You should get him on the podcast. He'd probably do it.
And
He's chill. He would be a good
maybe he'll
guest.
come on.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I think I mean, yeah, Twitch hard platform. I respect anyone that does grind it out, but it is I don't like, the only advice I can have for growth is just like making friends and raiding in and then hoping that they like raid back. I think that is honestly that if you're going in with like no contacts off rip, I can't imagine how tricky it is to grow. It is so difficult. But yeah, I don't know. Twitch is a platform though I enjoy, and I enjoy the Twitch cons. It's my favorite like creator focus convention that currently exists. So Twitch do some things right. Dan Clancy's there. I wouldn't say that's him doing it right, but he's there. At least it's someone that you can look at and be like, that's the face of Twitch.
Yeah,
Like,
and he shows up in person as well, which matters.
and he shows up in person, which is to every party. Like he's around.
That's why I care more about the partner party than partner itself. Like, I'd love to have access to that. Every Friday I go, I'm like, what do I do? And I have nothing to do on a Friday. I'm like, I could be at the
Oh,
partner
to be
party.
fair, like, I don't know. The only reason we go now is because it's the one place that most of our lot can get to. Because half the other parties are like very like weird with their guest lists.
Yeah, true.
So like we can only get like 4 of us in, and then everyone else can't go. So at least partner party most, except for Caesar, who we couldn't get in this time, but he'll have partner hope. But like we had everyone in it. But even we only stayed for like an hour and then we left. This one was different and better because of the Minecraft arena. That was the one thing. It's because that was open early to the partner party, it did just mean you could have a wander around there, and it was like you could actually see it all. That was nice, because on con days we can't really go down because we'll block the floor. But like it does end up in like an impromptu meet and greet like a lot of the time, and then the staff gets mad at us, so we don't tend to do it. But that was one good thing this year about the partner party.
To be honest as well, with the Minecraft arena, I talked about it before and it's true. It's like it was great and it was incredible, and I know this isn't Mojang's fault, so I'm not blaming them, but like I got so overstimulated so quickly because it was just so small. Like it was really cool, and maybe Twitch just didn't realize how many people were gonna be there. Maybe, I don't know. But I literally walked in, did like 2 of the activities, got my cape code. I've got my partner's cape code, and Anthony ended up giving me one anyway, so I had 3, which is great. No. And then we were like, and then I was standing, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. And then that's why I was like, okay, I'm leaving on the first day on the Saturday. I didn't even go into it on the Sunday. Made my way over to the artist alley with Portal, split up from my partner at the convention. We went separate ways, right? This does not sound good at all. We went with our own friend groups during the convention specifically. There we go. Because it sounds like we broke up otherwise. And then I went off with Portal and GTR alley, and there's just so many people there doing the same thing we did. And that's why we met so many people. Like we bumped into like Martin, who, when you brought up the meet and greet thing earlier, it was really funny because he mentioned it as well. But like it got to a point where they were literally like signature, picture, 2-minute conversation, leave. Like, oh wow, okay.
It does suck. It sucks. But I'm also this is that's honestly the thing. I've written up like a document for Anthony that I'm sending later today, and it's kind of covering all these points. Is that like, because this is the first meet and greet we've done with Minecraft. We've done Twitch ones before, but Minecraft in the arena had their own space. Pearl kind of signed up to that. With me being like, we better than the Twitch ones because they had bad experience with the Twitch ones. I hadn't. The Twitch ones for me have all been fine, but I do understand like a lot of them have like ran over and stuff. Minecraft was the exact same, so I don't think it was any better or any worse than a Twitch one. I think the main issue is like, you can't. I think they over allocate the amount of people that can be that they sign up. Like, let's say we have a 2-hour slot. I think they over allocate how many people can sign up in the lottery system to fill that slot, because they kind of, I think Twitch in their like system, or like whoever organizes it, predicts that each meet and greet session, like with each person, will take 30 seconds, and that is just not true. Because that's like, that's including the time that like they give the phone to the person that takes the thing, they come over and say hi, they give you something to sign, you sign it, you take the photo, like that's like closer to like a minute to 90 seconds, which is like fine. I think that's like a normal time to meet someone for. I think that's nice, and that's kind of what it should be. But the time doesn't allocate that, which means we always run over by like an extra hour, and the queue goes. People have stood in the queue for like 3 hours, which means they're late for their like next thing. And it's like, but then if you say less people can sign up for the queue, then it already sells out. Like the queue, like the lottery system sells out in like 5 minutes. So I'm like, if you have less people allowed to be in, then more people are going to be upset that they didn't get into the lottery. So then people are going to be mad. It's kind of like an impossible thing to balance unless you just have it as like, this is like an open meet and greet area that you can go to whenever you want to meet fans, and you can tell people to meet there, and it's like a safe, secure like zone. But then do you feel bad at like it could go for like Green and Gems and Jimmy's, which also shouldn't have had a 3-person meet and greet anyway. That's kind of caused a lot of the delays. But they went for like, I think close to 4 hours. I'm like, that's not sustainable either, because you can't have someone be on meet and greet for like 4 hours and you feel bad being like, I've got to stop now. So you just keep going. It's like, it's very like, I don't know what the way to fix meet and greets are, aside from doing like multiple meet and greets over like 2 days and have them be shorter, so you're like you have more like rest time, and that'd be good. You get more time with each person. I'd be happy doing more meet and greets. But then I'm like, but it's not like like TwitchCon EU is only like 2 days. There's a lot of time to like dedicate.
Make it 3 days.
They could make it 3 days. That would be good. But also Twitch and Minecraft as well, they don't pay for us to do meet and greets, and other conventions do. And like I would happily do it for free, but like I don't happily do it for free. I like meeting fans, and I happily do that for free. But I do think Twitch, and actually Minecraft Arena doesn't, they have their own way of promoting it, but Twitch benefits a lot from us doing the meet and greets. Then just be like, yeah, just work for like 4 hours. Just work for 4 hours for us. And we'll put it on, like, we'll promote it. We'll put it all over our socials, but we won't pay. Like, I just find that quite weird. Like, I don't know. I'd rather do a meet and greet like outside. If it wasn't for the safety issues, I'd rather do it outside and not in like a Twitch organized line person. But I don't know.
It was weird as well. And someone, if you're listening to this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. The Minecraft, so they did it, so in 2024, the first Rotterdam, they did a Minecraft community meetup, which was like very successful. We had one of the specific rooms, we went into it, and what's it called, and there's like a bunch of creators there where like if you went to it, you could go moment, and like I met Smalland,
it was like the big zone area, right? It was like they had like it was like a zoned off bit like through an entrance, because I think I went there for the end of it and there was a big photo at the end.
Yeah, you had to actually like proper like you had to get like a stamp or sign in or whatever, right, to show that you'd attended, which was great. It was great. It was for an hour.
Right.
And then in 2025 they didn't do that, and then I had my panel, and I remember meeting them. I was like, you really like TwitchCon always really underestimates the Minecraft audience. Like it's proven that like so many of us come, and then a year later now they're doing a Minecraft collab, which is great. Anyways, so they brought back the Minecraft community meetup, which was like, oh my god, this is so cool. As far as I'm aware, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, someone, they made the Minecraft community meetup in the very middle of the Minecraft arena. That's what the Minecraft community. It wasn't in one of the special rooms that you go into. Yeah, it was in like, hold up, let me put up. I'm pulling it up now because it was so fascinating.
From looking at the Minecraft arena, I can't imagine where that would have even been held.
Literally right in the middle. Do you know where the crafting table was? That's where it was meant to be. Yeah, Minecraft community meetup. Location, Minecraft arena.
Right.
Located at the campfires and the snowy plains near the sulfur slide.
Oh, so are they just saying like the meet and greet is just in the arena? Like the
arena
is the meet and greet area.
Everyone rock up there. Yeah, there wasn't like an official. Whereas other meet and greets had the official rooms that they could go to. Which I understand why they did this, but there should have been a room in the Minecraft arena that you could go into, because we were standing in the middle of the floor, right? And there's a bunch of people walking around you, barging into you, who don't even know this is happening. So no one showed up, so it's like, oh, and then we all just left. It was like, oh, this is not what we were expecting it to be.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I'll put that on my feedback form. Because I think in general, a way to fix it is just to have like the set times, but have like an overflow zone, which could also be the Minecraft like meet and greet zone that's just generally there. Like if a meet and greet runs to like 2 hours and it's still like a line of people left, but to not affect like to not delay the next one, just you could then just move to the overflow zone. I think that, and then have like the meet and greet there. I think that would work relatively well.
What I really liked last year was if anything was happening in the glitch, I can't remember what happened, but something Minecraft related was happening in the glitch theater. I think it was the Power Creations panel.
Yeah.
At the same time as meet and greets, you could go to both basically. You could be in the queue for the meet and greet and watch the thing happen in the glitch theater, which was really, really nice.
Oh, because it was next to it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Whereas this year, like I think it was great. Like I was really happy with all the Minecraft stuff that happened, but God, there was so much overlap.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like
2 days.
We kind of need a Minecon. I'll be honest, to like just to space things out. Like I think that's kind of what this feels like, is that this is them beta testing for a Minecraft solo event down the line.
Yeah.
I don't know when it'll happen or if it does, but it feels like that. Because they wouldn't have put this much budget into like, because I don't think Minecraft profited off this. That's aside from maybe like Twitch paying for them to be there, but like in general, like they didn't. It wasn't like an extra fee to enter the Minecraft arena. It was part of the standard Twitch ticket, and Minecraft did all of the prop work and the stage design, and like they had their own security that they hired. So imagine it was 100% like a lost lead for Minecraft, just to kind of I think it was just market research. I think it was market research to see how well the audience will take to there being like a Minecraft focused area in real life again, and clearly it did crazy well because they had to like limit the queues of people that could enter and stuff like that by the second day, I think. Like, so I think we'll see something. Was it both days? Okay,
both days. Yeah, I remember going back into the Minecraft arena and I got stuck in a queue. And I was like, what?
Well, I think we'll see something down the line for sure.
Well, I said it to I won't say it. I was talking to someone about it. I said like I said it to him. I was like, I reckon this is Minecon practice, and they made a really, really good point. I was like, if you're gonna bring back Minecon or like at least test run it, you do like 2 or 3 years collaborating with an already established convention, i.e. TwitchCon, that people are going to. Build up that thing of like, okay, does this actually work over 2 or 3 years? Which obviously it will, but still, you have to be sure. And then after 2 years, once it's like, okay, yeah, this is really successful, that's when you then go, okay, we're bringing back Minecon.
Okay, sorry, Twitch, we're going.
Well, I mean, like, I'm like you said about the loss thing. I mean, Minecraft were Twitch's sponsor. Like, they were advertised as the biggest sponsor, which means Minecraft like put that much money into it. But I didn't realize they hired their own security and stuff like that, which is good they did. But that's kind of insane that they had to, I guess.
I don't think they had to. I think they chose to. I think because obviously Twitch has had like issues in the past with security. I think Minecraft was like to make the Minecraft creators feel safer that have not enjoyed Twitch meet and greets. They were like, we've brought our own, which may have also been why they were quite like strict. They felt very strict, but not in like a bad way. It just felt like, I don't know, we were happy to have our meet and greet overrun, and I think after the minute time went over, they were very much like, come on guys, move along now. I don't know. I mean, it's their job, so I'm not going to question the staff particularly, but it's in my feedback. But I think Minecraft is happy to take feedback and improve. At least we know people at Minecraft that we can give feedback to to improve stuff. Whereas I don't know anyone at Twitch. Aside from like the like ambassador side, but Twitch is very much like their different teams don't talk much, so it's hard to like get a message up the chain to the right people. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, in general, I've heard that the Twitch meet and greets this year were very good. Like they were managed well. Everyone that did them were happy. That's nice to see. I think in general, EU feels better managed than the US ones anyway, at least from my experience.
Sticking on to the present then as well. So right now you're still, sorry if I'm getting this wrong, apologies. I'm pretty sure you're still streaming a fair bit of Minecraft, but you're doing a lot more variety. I mean, you've kind of always done, but I feel like you've done a bit more variety recently. I'm correct.
Yeah, I definitely like this last couple years. Like last year in particular, I kind of locked in on like, I wanted to build my IRL kit because I just, for the last like 5 years of us going on ski trips, I've filmed footage and not turned any videos out of it. So I spent the last year making an IRL kit so I could stream it, because at least then the footage would it would go out. People would actually see it. Because I was getting annoyed that like I kept filming, and then by the time I got to editing it, it'd be like July. I was like, well, I'm not posting it now. So this is my way of forcing myself to make a ski vlog, was having it an IRL kit that would work on the mountain. So I spent the year like I streamed from Minecraft offices and it was scuffed, and then I streamed from Rotterdam with my IRL kit and it worked really well. And I've slowly been like beta testing it throughout the year up until like January of this year, where I finally got it working. So that was like my main goal of last year. And then I did the music stuff as well, which kind of started the year before, just because I thought it was fun. We were doing band stuff anyway, just for fun with us. And I was like, one of the times I was like, what if I streamed the last day? And they all got nervous. And I was like, but it might be funny. I think Joel was the deciding factor that we would, because he was the one, if he says that he's down to do it, everyone else doesn't really mind. But Joel, I think, because he just joined Hermitcraft and everyone was very excited that, oh, we've got like another drummer on the server. Isn't that cool? Did you know Joel drums? And I think he just wanted to show off. So that's why I got a free stream out of it, and then we've just done it a couple times since.
Do you have any, like, I guess, any favorite music, or like even just beats that you've made recently, or like even tunes? Like obviously a big one that I know of is MCC. Do you know the words?
Do you know the words? Yeah, no, I like that is by far the most well-known one. I think I made that after I won MCC. I think it was kickoff. I think it's season 5. I did that, just and like looped that and made it live in those final like 10 minutes after the stream. And then I replayed it again on Joel's stream when he was in Ender Cup. I know everyone thinks that it's a song from Ender Cup. Everyone thinks it's like a Joel thing. They know it's me that sings it, but they think it's from Joel's stream. Upsets me. Because you can see the live production in my stream, in the VOD. But you can see me making it. I see the magic happen. But yeah, that one's by far the most well-known one. I do enjoy that, like, every time we do MCC at TwitchCon, that gets sang at least once. Gives me a fun moment. I enjoy that. I like Ollie and Jim. Ollie and Jim, Just Two Guys. That's quite a classic beat. What are the ones I've made? There was a lot during Minecraft SOS, which was our like one of our SMPs from like a year and a half ago. I've had this looper on my desk for ages, but I've never like plugged it in properly. And then that was the season where I was like, I'm just gonna do it for fun. And then so a lot of my like favorite loops came from then. But if I were to say what they are with no context, they're just not funny. Like I think you needed to be there. It's just like random like little songs. But I have been making like a lot of loops on like, I've got like a Patreon, so that every like, for a while I was making like weekly loops, and now it's like once every month kind of thing, like a different song. But I don't know. I quite enjoy it. I think I'm not very good at like full song production. Like the only one I've done recently that's like a full song production is Pearl Doll, which is for Hermitcraft season 10, where we did like Pearl had made like a Wordle game, and I made like a 10-minute theme tune for that. That's like properly produced stuff. That took me ages. But in general, I much prefer like the quicker, like I've got a 5-track looper behind me, and I can like make little songs, and they just loop, and it's fun. And I make silly tracks. But yeah.
I don't know if you're able to play it on the podcast, but have you got like a favorite jingle that we can hear?
Do I have a favorite jingle? I'd have to hold on. Let me.
No pressure.
I can turn it on. I can turn it on. Okay, Google, turn on the speakers. Google to turn on the speakers.
Oh,
Let me see what I've got in the loop. Hold on.
there we go.
Just turning on. She's just turning on. Okay, you give me a number between 1 and 100, and we'll find out what that song is. And
5.
Oh my god, that means it's like one of the first ones I made. It might be really
Oh,
bad.
okay, that's you. Okay.
No, it's fine. We can do 5. We can do 5.
Can I pick 2?
You can. Oh, 2's probably worse. I think it was 2. Like, hold on.
No, I mean as in, can I do 5 and 78?
Oh,
That's
you
what
can
I
have.
mean,
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay,
So
5 and 78. We'll do those 2.
Oh no, 5 sounds bad already. 5's bad. Hold on. Oh, that's quite fun, actually. I lied.
This is very Minecrafty.
I think that's a song from The Fray that I've covered there. That sounds like a song that I used to know.
Oh no, am I gonna get copyrighted? Oh god.
No, you won't, because it's like it's such a weird, like, bouncy version of it.
It sounded very
that's the thing.
Minecrafty.
Yeah, well, that's the long-term dream, I think, is making a track for the game. Because I think a lot of this is what Eloise said when I started doing this. She was like, they sound like game tracks. I was like, yeah, that's just because that's the kind of music I like.
No, it's sick. I like it.
They all have like little bouncy. What was the other one? 78.
78.
78. 70. God, this. So... Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'll turn it down a little bit. Oh, this one's quite fun. But these aren't like funny ones. These are just like me actually making songs. Oh, it's BBL Drizzy. My bad. Yeah, that's BBL Drizzy. You picked BBL Drizzy as 78 there.
I like that. What's BBL Drizzy?
That was a song from last year that was part of the, I think it was part of the Kanye and, no, it wasn't Kanye. It was two people, it was two beef. I think it was Drake and someone else beef.
And you made a song about it. I love it.
Well, no, I didn't make a song. There was a song that was made about it, and I just wanted to make my version of it because I thought it was funny.
Oh,
because BBL Drizzy is a funny song.
That
Let me
is
see if I
funny.
can find MCC. I might have MCC. Do you know the words on it somewhere? What's?
Well, I'll throw another number at you. 95.
95. Ooh.
We're getting closer and
Okay.
closer to modern day.
What? Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, all of these ended up being covers because I think that's I got a feeling.
I still like
think
it.
it's
That's
that.
cool.
Oh, I like it as well, but I think that's what it sounds.
Okay,
Another number.
41.
41. I think this is this will probably be SOS time. Oh no, this is more of a chill one. That's the thing, because I was doing loops every day for Patreon. There's a lot of like chill ones. Hold on, this has got the other two of the track. Yeah, that's okay. That's a mid one. I want to try and find a funny one. Do I have any funny ones?
I know which one's a funny one. I can feel it. I can feel it. 68.
68?
I can feel 68.
68 is from Lifesteal World.
What?
I could be your friend.
Oh, go on, go for
If
it.
you
Go on.
just give me
It's the song that
you'll
I
see.
play when I'm mining,
I'm just mining.
so I don't get killed.
Please leave me be.
Please leave
Oh,
me
let's hear this
be.
out, please. I need to hear this out.
I could be your friend.
And then it's got a
I've heard it
synth
before,
riff.
so-
Hold on, I'm gonna play the
Just give
synth. I'm
me
gonna play the
a chance.
synth.
You'll see.
And it's got a fun bass line.
I like this. This is good.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a good one. I like that one. That's a good one.
I
That's
have
a
heard it before, but it's still great.
Yeah, it's an all-time classic, maybe until Lifesteal World ends, and then it won't be an all-time classic.
It'll be a lifestyle classic.
It'll be a Lifesteal classic. We are Lifesteal.
They'll be playing that. Oh yeah, I can't believe you didn't involve that in the song.
Well, I don't need to, because I can say it when. The thing is, I can play this, and then I can riff over the top with my words.
Bro.
That's just
I'll let
a
you
sample
decide
of
the number. You decide
my
the number.
looper power. Sample of what I could do.
I'll do one more. Your choice. Dylan's choice.
One more of my choice. I would play MCC Do You Know the Words, but I don't remember which number it's on. Is it 69?
MCC.
It's 69.
Do you know the words? MCC. Do you know the words?
I love that one. I think it needed the energy of winning an MCC to make a track with that much energy. I don't usually like sing as aggressively into the mic as I did in that one, but clearly I just won, so I was excited.
Fair enough. No, that's very sick. Very, very sick. You have. So do you only have a 100, or is that all that you can hold?
So the max I think can hold is 99. I need to buy a new looper because I don't want to delete any of them. I've deleted all the bad ones now, or at least the ones that I'm like, this one is, or like the half finished ones. So everything's kind of okay-ish. So I feel bad removing stuff. I probably should go through and make space. Currently, I can't record anything new. I don't know what I deleted for the Lifesteal World one because I saved it over something and I don't remember what it was. So we may never see. There's what the things we're losing. There's lost media happening live on this looper. It's sad.
Oh god. Or at least if somehow they do get deleted for whatever reason, the ones that we just listened to, they're lost media on the
They'll live
podcast.
forever. Yeah.
Even
On
if
the
they
Inside
want
MC
to.
bar.
Why don't we just play all 100 now for the rest of the podcast? So it's just here as an archive.
Mainly because that would take forever, and I can't be bothered. and
also,
and
it'll
also
take away
some
from
of
the
them are
interview
bad.
aspect.
Some of them are bad orbits. Some of them are not good. I don't want them being saved. I need to find out which one the bad ones are and delete them because they're
That's
not
fair,
funny.
that's With we talked about MCC there, so this is also we're on the present day. See, we're still talking about present day. You've
Very good.
You've won 3 MCCs. You've lost 4 dodge bolts.
You've been on my MCC wiki.
It's very helpful, I must say.
Yeah, no, I had a really, really good season 3. My season 3, I was in dodgeball like a ton, and I won like twice. And then I have had like no dodgeball, like barely any dodgeball since. Barely any dodgeball. Like, yeah, season 3, what was it? Oh no, I had to wait. Season 2, sorry. Season 2, I had 2 dodgeballs and 2 wins. Season 3, I had 4 dodgeballs and no wins. And then I think since then, no dodgeballs. Scott stopped giving me good teams. Since I had my big training arc, Scott stopped freaking feeding me the good S tiers.
See, that's why you just have to be bad at the game. That's the problem, so.
Well,
You
I
do it to
am.
yourself.
I'm not good. Cam Bam's got better than me. Cam Bam.
Yeah, that
He's only
19.
played for a year of his life.
Cambam's been training.
Men-
Oh, yeah, I guess then that takes away from it, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think you should, no one should be allowed to train. I think we should go in. Everyone should just be their raw base skill level at the start. That would make a good MCC.
MCC
But we can't
should
ever
just be
have
silly
that.
goofy.
Yeah, it should be silly goofy. Cam Bam freaking getting his freaking camely on MCC every night to practice. We don't
What?
do that
Wait,
anymore.
what?
That's a season 2. Yeah, no, Cam's got he's got his like Discord, and he still does like Discord pretty much every night. He's on MCC Island. He sweats. That's why he's so good now, which makes sense. Like, it shows that you can train and get good. But who has the time? Who has the time? He didn't tell you about this on the podcast.
To be fair, we had so much to talk about. I mean, like you. I guess we just didn't really dwell into MCC too much.
That's all he talks about.
Maybe we mentioned MCC Island. I don't know. But again, maybe it was the time we recorded. If it happened after after he made
his
it to
win.
the finale in Twitch Rivals, then maybe we would have talked more about it. But
He thinks he's my IGL. He thinks he's better than me now. Oh God.
that's why you just got to win the next one you're in.
I need Scott. Look, we can't all be dating the owner. We can't all be dating the owner. I can't get. Look, I've had a good. To be fair, my team with Fruit, we could have done better. I think it was me, Fruit, Beck, and Gracie, and we came third, and it was a very close third. I think that's the best team I've had in a while. And I played well. I was happy with that one. But I think that could have been our second place. And then last season I got 10th twice, 7th and 8th team placement, and then 1 4th. And then this season I've had a mix. Yeah, no, I just season 3, man. Second, first, second, fifth. Like, I don't know. There was something in the air in season 3. The kind of magic you just don't get in season 6.
I'm starting a newspaper article. So just for clarification here, just for the news, you're saying that MCC is rigged.
I would never say rig. I would say
You
I
implied
would say
it though.
I would never imply. I would say that Scott has his favorites. Scott has his favorites. Sometimes I'm his favorite. Sometimes I'm not his favorite. You never know. You can tell by the teams as to what Scott's mood with me is.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Now, to be fair, season 5, I had a lot of good teams. I was just put with Jimmy every time. I was put with Jimmy every time, and I had no wins. So this season, I've started putting down on my do not interact with on the form that we fill out for MCC. I say no teams with Jim. No teams with Jim, I say, because I want to win this time.
And then instead you're gonna start getting benched.
Maybe. I don't know.
As we're running out of time here, we should rapid fire through the rest of this. I do have some Twitter questions for you as well.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I guess with your current form of content, but throughout the rest of this year, I know it's such a big thing, but if you do have a plan in place, is there anything you want to do, achieve, anything like, will you be going to San Diego? Is there anything you want to do with that? Like,
I will be going to San Diego. I think that's pretty much confirmed. I don't know if Minecraft's doing anything out there, but I think if they end up doing something out there, a good chunk of us will be. I think it'd be surprising if we were.
I wish I could go.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I personally prefer EU. I don't think you're missing anything by not going to the American ones, but obviously the scale of like MCC is like bigger over there. The audience is bigger. It's like that kind of stuff is hype. But I mean, not going to America at this time, at this current political point in America's history, it's probably fine. Don't think you're missing much. I'd love for a Canadian TwitchCon. Could that still be? Does that count as North America? Probably doesn't. Still, in general, it's that part of the world. I'd love a Canadian TwitchCon. I'd love like a Toronto TwitchCon. That'd be hype. But yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going to Pokemon Worlds in America as well, which will be fun. Doing a meet and greet there for the first time, which isn't public yet, I've realized. But you don't have to cut it. Just don't tell anyone.
Okay. Interesting. Because then I'm uploading the podcast where you tell everyone.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm doing like a post and but I'm doing that, and then aside from that, there will be a video this year. I don't know what it is yet, but I want that because last year there was no video. Last year was definitely more Twitch focused. This year currently has been very much like dungeon delivery focused, which I'm not hated, but it has meant I've not had enough time to do my own stuff. Definitely second half of the year once season 1 ends, because we're wrapping up dungeon delivery in like 4 episodes or so. It's like a 20 episode run. I want to like do some actual content for me. So there will be some stuff coming. I don't know what it'll be. there will probably be a music stream at Christmas. I do want to do a Halloween music stream, and maybe there will be like a few IRL streams around the place that I would like to like throw in for. But I don't know what they are yet. But there are things coming. There are things on the way.
I didn't realize that. I said we were going to touch on it. We just didn't. Is dungeon delivery. I know we've brought up a few times, but what like I know what it is per se, but why are you involved in it?
Because I'm one of the fabulous cast members.
No, but I mean,
I'm
why? Is that like
I'm
even,
Jeremy, the Corbin sorcerer.
not like why are you there of all people? I mean, why did you want to be involved? Is more so what I'm getting at here.
I know it was kind of like a group. Like Ozza came to me a while ago and was like, I want to do a D&D thing with Minecrafters. And I think he'd originally reached out to do it with Hermits, and then they were like, no. And then turns out the same week they started doing like the one with pigs. But like essentially, Ozza, me, and Lizzie have done D&D in private sessions for like over a year now with our friend Juicy. He was our DM. And I think Ozza just like, he really liked our chemistry in that, and he wanted to film it. So we were like, we'll do it with us three. Ozza had this world that he'd already pitched for us in like a pitch deck, which was the dungeon delivery world, like the post office, the concept of what each episode being as like a one-shot monster of the week kind of thing. And then he was like, who do you think would be like a good addition to that? And he pitched a few people, and I was like, Martin is the best fourth pick we could get. Like, Martin hasn't done much D&D, but he's very good at riffing, so he'd be great on that. Like, yeah, we decided to do it as a group. We didn't expect it to be as high quality as I think it's ended up, in regards to the fact that like we each have been filming our own side of stuff, but like we've each had a hand at editing it, and we both each of us kind of tried to show off. I think like I also did a very simple edit with episode 1 because he just wanted it to be like 4 friends playing D&D, and then I got my hands on episode 2 and I edited like an Ollie video, which was like very high intense, music changing constantly, a lot of sound design, like a lot of like switching cameras and stuff like that. And I think because I did that and it was our best performing episode, I think that kind of set the precedent that each of us were kind of like ramping up a little bit. So now like Martin is currently the one doing all the edits, so he's by far putting the most time in. But like we've now got like a very high production show. I'm doing all the thumbnails. I'm trying to make them very like eye catching, and that's taking a lot of time. We've got like the Patreon, which I'm trying to make sure has like custom content out every week. That's like it's a lot more time investment than we'd initially planned, but it's kind of become like a passion project for all of us, which is kind of like why I talk about it a lot, because it's currently my main thing that's going on. Because like it is taking up most of my time from like my own content, but it is very fun. Like, and it's a cool thing that I think we'll be able to look back on in like a year. If we don't, I think we are making a season 2, but if we don't make a season 2, I think we're gonna have a very good season 1 that we're gonna be happy with, which is cool.
I like that. That's very cool.
Yeah, I have something different.
Is there anything else that you thought I was going to bring up this podcast that I didn't bring up, or have we done a pretty good
Is this
job
you
of
just
covering
making sure
everything?
you've done all the bits?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I think we've done
cool.
everything. We've done like music, we've done my past, we've done my future, we've done my present, covered all the ghosts.
Worried
I
I
thi-
haven't picked up on anything. That's the problem. So.
I mean, were there any other questions on the Twitter? Were there any? I
Well,
I didn't see
yeah,
if
I do this part before we move into the Twitter questions.
Oh,
that's why,
okay.
yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, we have theories in the pipeline that are coming up eventually, but I shan't disclose them. Like, so there's not really much I can say.
Well, you have a busy Saturday doing tech work as well.
I do. Oh yeah, for the sports day. Yeah, that's gonna be. Yeah, I'm excited and trepidatious. Where I think it will hopefully look good, but I've only ever done IRL stuff for my own stuff, and not having other people rely on me to do it, which feels more scary, I think. But I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for the sports day. It should be good. I've got a strong team. Me, Jim, and Caesar. You know, we like those two are tall and I'm short, but we're equally competitive. So I think we'll do well. Should be fun.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Well, Twitter. I actually wait. We haven't talked about vlogs. I realize. I don't really think
Vlogs?
there's much to say. You did vlogs.
I haven't really done vlogs. I
you
don't.
not?
I mean, my
You've done
IRL
some
streams are
vlogs.
kind of like more vlogs than anything else. Like, I'm not really a vlogger. I think I've done some. The only ones I did were Nethermind. Like back in the day, I did a couple because it was just the done thing to vlog back then. But
Yeah.
nah, I'm not really a vlogger. You need someone else for a vlogging conversation.
I've just found something on your channel, but I'm gonna listen to it after the podcast.
Wait, what is it? No, tell me now.
It's got Vivo on the thumbnail. My
Minecraft girlfriend broke up with me is a classic. Yeah.
I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, not actually Vivo adjacent at all. All the music videos back in the day had Vivo on it, so I just stuck it on the thumbnail.
By the visuals, I have it muted, but by the visuals, I imagine it's.
Yeah, that didn't have this many views last time I checked. This is where I made the video, made this song as part of like a video in like I think it was 2022 or 2023. And then a year went by and I hadn't posted a video. So I was just like, I'll just post the song standalone. And the standalone songs got like more views than the original video. So that just shows you should reuse your content. Don't let your content sit, repackage it, and people will enjoy it again.
And I'll re-upload this exact same podcast in 10 years time.
Honestly, you probably could. You probably could, or you could reframe it as like just cut out like the best bits or something like that. Or like, I don't know, the top 5 the top times that Ollie made me laugh at this crazy podcast. Like there's definitely ways you can repackage things like that.
Or you can come back on in 10 years, to be fair.
I could, and we could maybe we could rewatch this podcast and be like, this is, wow, that's changed. Or wow, this is the same.
That's on podcast edition.
Yeah.
Well, we have Twitter questions from your audience who will know 10 times. I mean, I'm your audience as well, but others who will know 10 times more than I do.
Yeah.
So the first one comes from a dash of ash. Oh, okay. A dash of ash, that would be. Let's see. For Ollie, so they clarified that they don't want to speak to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
How did you get into music, and what was your first instrument you learned?
Ooh. First instrument I learned was piano, because we had a piano at the house and they made me do grades, and I hated it. I did probably was recorder. I think I played recorder in like primary school, because everyone played recorder in primary school. And then yeah, piano, up to grade 2, and then I failed my grade 3, and then I quit because I hated doing scales, and my teacher was like horrible and not very good. And then I did like some singing stuff in school. I tried for I tried for a talent show, and I sang Happy Ending by Mika, and I didn't get through past the qualification round. So I didn't sing again for another 3 years. And then in like 6th form, a bunch of our friends just happened to all play different instruments. So we just did like band stuff, but we never performed like 4 people. It was just, we'd go to like the music room in lunch breaks and mess around. So that's where like I learned to do like singing and play piano. Cause I think that is its own skill, is being able to like play stuff and vocals at the same time. I think it's quite tricky, but I like kind of practice that then, and I've honed that over the last like 10 years or so to the point that I can do it pretty well now. But what got me into music is just that I like music. I don't know. I really like listening to music. I like singing songs. I like singing songs in the car. I don't know. I'm very into like, and I just love covers. I think that's the other thing. I love watching like music covers by different people. Like a lot of my friends I've never made content with, but like music, like song cover artists and stuff, and like people that I've seen on YouTube doing covers, but they have their own music. I think like Elise Eklund, I met through like that. Like Gemma Johnson, I met through doing that. Ellie Dixon, like I follow on Instagram, we've chatted a lot. Like there's a lot of like, I don't know, a lot of the cooler artists I've like found, I've just been through like seeing their like old covers and then be like, oh, they make new music now, and it's really cool. I don't know. I'm not very good. I don't think I've got better now, but I've always felt like I'm definitely more of a Minecrafter than a musician, and I love to improve, but I don't have the time. But I love working with people and chatting to people that are like, this is their full thing, because I think like, I don't know. If Minecraft hadn't took off, I probably wouldn't be doing anything in content. I probably have a real job, but I think my dream would be for it to be like more in the music sector, because I do think like production is it's so cool. It's so interesting. I think, I don't know, taking songs that are like heavier and making them like softer and more mellow is like just, I don't know, very, very fun and interesting to me as well. I don't know. I do just really love music. I think that is like, it's definitely a thing that I think, I don't know, that's probably not that Minecraft isn't my passion, but like I'm interested in a lot of games, and Minecraft just happened to be the one that like I blew up on. But music, that's like my main thing that I'm like super into. Wish I could be better. Wish I was better at it, but I do love it.
I like that. Sorry, the Twitter questions I don't really build on too much because they're not my questions, so just heads up.
No, that's
so
fine.
A bit of overlap. I try to avoid asking any questions during the podcast that are Twitter ones, just in case.
Yeah.
While you were talking about that, I remembered something else that we didn't bring up, so I'm going to quickly bring it up, but because we're running out of time, don't feel free not to give too much of a big answer. But it's only because we talked about it at the start of the podcast as well. During the casting, during the halftime show, I mentioned the idea of a Hermitcraft football match, or like a sports day thing. And you seemed pretty invested in that. I seemed
invested, but I also shut it down kind of because I was like, I know that won't get through the bureaucracy of Hermitcraft. I know that like you'll get like people from Hermitcraft playing in a football thing. You'll never get a full like.
It don't have to be football, but I get sports something for it. I don't know. You was at the Hermitcraft thing last year, weren't you?
We did do the charity event, and that's the most hermits I've seen in a room. But like half of them don't like they're not like most of them are Minecrafters. Most of the Minecrafters, they don't like running around. And like I think I was the one person in that office. I was like sprinting from the music room and back constantly, and I think that was very shocking to them all. There was so much movement. No, I don't know. I think you could convince a good chunk of them to maybe do it. but not all of them. I don't think you get a full Hermitcraft football. You maybe get a 5-a-side. 5-a-side is the best you'll get, I think.
Fair enough. No, I just realized that I didn't even bring up the fact that you were at the Hermitcraft charity thing either. Like, I wanted to know how that went.
It went well. It was very stressful, incredibly stressful, but I'm glad it went well. I think, like, I pitched the music idea to Grian, I think, a while ago. Grian was, I was like, it'd be cool to come out, would love to help out if these are the things I can do. And I was like, I can bring help with the IRL tech setup. I was like, I could take pictures and act as photographer, and I could help make the music room a thing. And Grian was like, I think we're not adding people because it's too expensive. And I was like, I can get cheap flights because my mum was a stewardess, so I get staff travel. And then he was like, okay, I'll pitch that to Scar. And then I got invited. I think off the back of that. But yeah, the music room was my brainchild. Jono helped a lot when he was brought in. But in general, that was like my initial pitch was like, we'll do a music show at the end, same as my usual ones, same as like the Christmas style ones, which are karaoke. But the music room will be there active the entire time for anyone to use if they want. And it was a lot of explaining to the tech teams how that would work. I was just like, it'll just be like Scar's main feed. And they were like, but Scar's main feed is the main feed. I'm like, no, I'm not asking to use the main feed. I'm asking to have a separate feed, which is just the music room feed that anyone can tune into. And they got it eventually. Then I got there like after a day of like travel and very jet lagged, and none of the room was set up, which I'd been told beforehand. Because they were like, we're setting up Scar stuff, so you kind of got to set up your own thing. I was like, that's fine. So I set a day from like 8 a.m. through to like, I think about 7 p.m. and everyone else had left, like making this music room work because I essentially sent them my entire like home setup, but this home setup has taken me like years to get working. So it was very much a lot of trial and error. And it cost, I think, quite a lot of money to get hire all the equipment. So I was very scared that like, I'm not going to get invited back because there's no way this is going to make more money than it costed to make the music room a thing. But then obviously we raised like, I think the second most or the most money in our like music section. And also everyone enjoyed it. I think that's the main thing is that it seemed like every Hermit, because there is a lot of musicians in the Hermitcraft group, but they don't get a lot of chance to show it. I think this being like a space that they could kind of, I think they also had a great time. I think that felt good. I think that hopefully means we'll be able to do it again if there's another charity event, which I imagine there probably will be. But I think next time I think I'll schedule myself less. Because I did all the music stuff, but I also signed up for everyone else's events. Like I co-hosted Silly Games, I was in Blood on the Clock Tower, I was in what Green's other one, Taskmaster, Hermitmaster one, I was in another thing, I can't remember. I was in like 5 things over the space of 2 days, and then I was barely in the room that I'd made. Like, I got maybe 2-hour sessions in the music room actually performing music stuff, which is a shame. So next year, I think if I do it, I'm going to schedule myself less so I can actually use the room that I've made them pay for.
Well, like like you said, there was a possibility that you were going to be casting the Kanban football match. If Hermitcraft have any casters for anything, InsideMC, you could do that as well.
Maybe. I want to play though. That's I'm so 50-50 where I'm like, half of me is like, I know I'm bad at football and sports in general, but I'm also like, yeah, but I think I could be better than like Grian.
It's fun.
I'd love to slide Grian. But I think on the pitch, if like I would enjoy playing if it was all of the people I know, but I think I'd be scared going up against like SB, who I don't know that well and who is massive and who might 2-foot me. Like it's a scary prospect. But I do want to. I think the only reason I think I would enjoy casting is just because I think there is something quite funny about having someone that knows nothing about the game but can just like riff it, which is kind of what I do. But I think we'd need like a second caster that was like good at the football side. I think you need a balance.
Well, I think AJ is probably going to Berlin, but you know, if he doesn't, it'd be an honor if I got the opportunity to do it alongside you.
I mean, I don't know. You guys did well. I might have lost the job up because you guys were good the first time. Well, I don't know. I'm not here to compete.
No, I was very happy with mine. It doesn't say. I'm pretty sure he is going to Berlin. I'd love to work with him again. Just if he doesn't, for whatever reason.
Yeah, we shall see.
Back to the Twitter questions then. The next one comes from Raves. And what is your mindset when playing / creating a character? E.g., sorry if I pronounce these wrong, apologies. Jeremy from Dungeon Delivery, the Bard in ESMP2, any character in Power SMP.
I usually figure out a silly voice that I want to do first. Because like for the rat, I was garbage rat, and I eat garbage, and I live in a bin, and my father's died. And then for like Jeremy, I went to Good Boy Yorkshire. He's a pigeon, and he's been cursed by an ag. And then after that, I usually think of a funny name. But Garbage Rat didn't have a name; he was just Garbage Rat. But usually I kind of I want a rough beginning and ending in my head going in. Like Empire's SMP was definitely more. To be fair, Garbage Rat was all improv. Garbage Rat, I went in with a voice and a skin, and the rest of it I just riffed. And then about halfway through, I was like, there was some funny lore going on where I like I would fancy the butler, so I made a whole like wedding scene and a song for that. But that kind of evolved in the throughout the series. Jeremy, we like how D&D I think should be. I went in with a character idea and a backstory, but no idea of where the character's gonna go. And now I kind of do know where the character's gonna go with 4 episodes left, but I don't know how exactly we're gonna get there because D&D is like kind of character driven or like player driven as we're in it. So I don't want to pre-plan too much. Empires was the only one where I like there was more scripting and more planning ahead of time because I knew we had like a limited time run of a series and I wanted to make sure I fit everything in. So definitely for that one, it was like I knew I wanted to be. When I pitched it to Fwip, my original pitch was like I could be like an overarching villain or I could be like this little bard character. And I think because they've done Zornoth already, they were like, we don't want that, but we like the idea of a bard. And then he was like, would you like to be just a cameo or would you actually be able to upload it all? And I was like, I'd like to upload. I want to actually try for this one. And I made like 4 episodes, but they were 4 good episodes and they had a beginning, middle, and end. So I was happy with that. But because of how Empires kind of was, and we had like the Hermit crossover in the middle that kind of took up a lot of time, it was like very much figuring out like, okay, this is where I want my character to end. This is what I want my like arc to kind of be, and kind of like pre-thinking that out a little bit, which that definitely Empires required more thought for the bard. Because I knew I wanted it to start like with me dropping in from the previous series late, and I knew I wanted it to end with me being kicked off and having to run away. I liked the idea of it being like I start in a different place and I end in a different place. I think I only decided at the end of Empires, I was like, maybe if I go through a portal, I end up in Crazycraft, and it's like I end up full circle. And it's like a weird, messy time loop. I just thought that'd be funny. But no, in general, I try and have like a rough idea going in, but nothing too.
The next one then comes from Fries.
Okay.
Hi Ollie, this is a fun one actually. Hi Ollie, how did you meet your current MC friends? E.g. Grian, Joel, Lizzie, Scott, anyone really?
My current MC friend, I mentioned earlier about Lizzie. Obviously, we met kind of in school, but not in school. Like, I was like, she had like 5,000 subs, and I was a fan of Zach Scott, but I'd seen her adjacently through Zach Scott's videos. And then when we found we were at the same school, I just reached out. I was like, can I play Minecraft with you? I don't have a Minecraft server. And we bonded over time. I think at the time, she just saw me as like kind of like an annoying guy from school that she knew. But, you know, I ended up groomsman at their wedding. So here we are. Crazy how things turned out. Joel, I met at Frankie and Benny's when after Lizzie had met him for a couple times, and then she brought us all to meet, and I was like, wow. I've not watched Call of Duty, so I was just like, wow, this is Lizzie's boyfriend. How exciting. But he's very nice. He's made me many a chili. He's a very nice man. The music stuff, we've grown stronger and because of the music stuff, I think. A tighter bond. Scott, we met at Insomnia. We met at Insomnia because he came up similar to me as like kind of a fan, but then obviously over time we played like World of Warcraft together and stuff, and we've bonded. The thing is, we've had like it's hard to remember all the nuances of this because we've known each other for like 13 years. I feel like it's rare to have friends. Like we've had quite a large friend group, and the majority of us have lasted for like 13 years, which I think that is pretty rare. Like we're not super close with everyone. Like obviously we were closer with Callum back in the day. We're still friends with Callum, but we don't do as much content together. So it is harder to keep in touch when you're not making like constant series together. Like I found that a little bit in COVID when I was having like an off year and everyone was doing Empire Season 1. I was like, God, it is hard to keep in touch with people and actually like chat with your friends if you're not like either living local, which is the benefit of like I live with Lizzie and Joel, like we live like 10 minutes from each other. So that's nice. And same as like obviously Eloise lives in the house now. We've got like Beck and Owen have all moved up. Everyone is quite local now, just is super nice when we're not doing series. We still see people. But when you're like living further away, it is tricky to keep in touch. But yeah, back in the like the only newer people that we've met more recently are like Grian, obviously I've known for years. Like we met at like My Invention, I think, and then we also met at, and same with Jim. We met briefly at My Invention, but we only started talking when we started doing series together. Grian, I feel like we bonded more because he's joined the Discord and we play League of Legends. League of Legends is our binding force, I think. And then Pokemon cards. We've got closer because of Pokemon cards and because I helped out with a bit of the live series stuff. But yeah, I mean, we've known like the thing is because we've all been around so long, we all just kind of know everyone in passing, and then usually it'll be Lizzie who just like, yeah, I'm adding this person to the Discord now, and then we're forced into a friendship, but then it grows into something more. Lizzie is the person that usually is the one that like is like, yeah, I've met this person, they seem nice, we're gonna hang out with them now.
That's really cool though. That's really cool.
No, it's good. I mean, I'm very lucky to have like, I don't know, to have had a tight friend group for this long in a space that is very like, I'm gonna say competitive. Like it's not that like the friendships are competitive, but it's more like there are people vying for spots on servers, and I don't make the most content on them. I'm funny when I'm there, but I don't make the most content on them. So I'm lucky that my friends are all like, I mean, we've been friends for years. Obviously, you're gonna be there, and we get to hang out in work as well as in like our off time. I think it's a cool thing that we all got going on.
Yeah, it's hard, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Right, rapid fire for the rest of these. They're already
Cool.
more actually, 'cause I don't really read them beforehand. This one's Snaily. You are by far my MC favorite creator. Been watching since you did covers almost a decade ago. How did you get how do you get started? More motivated to continue? We've already answered that.
But thank you for the question.
Yeah, sorry. Well, Snaily, you can take credit for earlier's question. How's that sound? If you've listened this far. This is from Eva. I believe that's Eva. Eva, yeah.
Could be Ava.
Ava. Well, their Twitter handle is Sunrise Bluff 13. So there you go.
Okay, cool.
What is your
So-
opinion on the Crazycraft war?
My opinion on it. I think that I should have won, but no. I think Crazycraft War was I'm gonna say genre defining. The first war in Minecraft, and timed so well with the what was it? Marvel Cinematic Universe. We tied it right with Civil War, and it was my brainchild. I'm glad it did so well, but we can never do a war again because it was so messy to try and organize on the day because we were all just trying to make sure we hit up every bit, and we were trying to make sure the teams were balanced, and it was all. And obviously, I'm making this sound really difficult, but every server's done a war now. But I like to think we were the first.
I think I talked
Even
about
though
this with Callum on his one, pretty sure.
Pardon?
I think I talked about this with CPK on his podcast.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
CPK
sure.
was so in that it was like Team CPK and Team InsideMC, and that was like. But I would argue that is where like I was 100k subs before Crazycraft War started, and then I think because it kind of forced collaboration between a lot of people, like we had teams with a lot of we kind of like split the teams relatively evenly, but obviously it meant like I was doing a lot of stuff with like Joel because he was on my team, and it meant there was like fun drama and backs and forth, and I think we all just liked that. And the same with it, like Dream SMP like popped off because of like the character drama. We didn't really have that in SMPs back then, but I tried to force it in with the war, and it worked well. But I don't know. I think. I mean, what's my opinion on it? I think it was good. I think it was one of the few good wars that exists.
Fair enough.
Like it was good. It was good. It was good content. It was fun. I think I had no hard feelings. At the end of the day.
Jade asks, what is your favorite chocolate brand?
Favorite chocolate brand? Oh, I really like dark chocolate. I don't really eat that much. I don't eat much sweet stuff because I find that the like milk chocolate and white chocolate hurts my teeth because I've got sensitive teeth. And dark chocolate I find is like you can't eat too much of it. But I like Tony's chocolate only when Eloise buys that. Usually I just steal Eloise's. I can't even say what my favorite brand is. I don't buy my own chocolate. It's whatever Eloise buys in the house and I steal.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Angry Bird asks, and you've sort of touched on it anyways, but just for the timestamp here, when is the next YouTube video?
I don't have one currently in the pipeline, but there is a series I think starting in summer, so maybe they'll get something on that. Really depends how it goes, but aside from that, I do want some. I'm planning on the IRL content being something more YouTube focused down the line. So if that ends up more vloggy or it ends up more like, I don't know, in a different format, then there will be videos there as well. But we'll see. The YouTube will not be dead forever. The YouTube will come back.
And the last
But I don't have
one,
a date for it.
sorry, don't mean to jump
There you
in
go.
there. The very last question here now, or did the outro, is from Asteroid. Do you know the words?
I do! MCC! Do you know the words? Upsetting when people don't know the words. When people like Green get on the mic and they don't freaking know the words, grinds my gears.
I didn't even ask like how those lyrics even came to be. Like
How did the words?
talked about
What
it.
MCC? Do you know the words? Came to
Yeah,
be?
like why? Like why that?
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to watch MCC kick off my POV and skip to the end, and you'll get to see the song being written, and maybe you get to see in my eyes as I think of the words. But I don't even think I like had other lyric ideas and had to retake. I think everything was one take in that. It's the rare loop that's a one take. So I think it just came to me in like a vision.
Fair enough. Well.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said then, and we're just a little bit over the deadline, but we've done a great job regardless.
Nah, you done good.
Thank you so much for coming on. You've been an incredible guest, and this has been an incredible yap, I feel like.
A wonderful yes. A good sesh.
Yeah. Before I do the outro here, though, I would like to give the opportunity for you to promote yourself. So for anyone who does know who you are, but maybe doesn't know a platform that you're on, or doesn't know who you are and is listening to this podcast for the first time and has been introduced to you, where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Ollie, and you just heard me speaking. You can find me on the OrionSound on YouTube and Twitch. You can find my VOD channel on Ollie VODs on YouTube. I'm on Instagram as TheOrionSound and on Twitter as TheOrionSound. But mostly you can just find me if you search like Ollie Minecraft. There was just me that came up before, but now there's two of us. But I'm the one with like the blonde hair, and he's the one where he's like, "Did you see what has happened on Minecraft this week?" We're very different in the way that we talk, so you'll be able to tell the difference.
And yeah, be sure to join the Olipops as well.
Yeah, you must subscribe and become an Olipop today. Otherwise, I'm really upset. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
No,
Good hosting.
thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, with that being said, then that sadly brings the end of this week's Inside MC. Who knows? Maybe Ollie will come back on in the future. Might do something magnificent. Like, I have to interview you.
I guess if I do something big, I'll come back on. But it'd have to be something really big.
Must be.
Something game changing.
Something game changing. You become a famous musician. There you go.
Maybe.
Not that you already aren't. More famous.
Well, I could be famous, sir.
Famous,
for sure.
exactly. Well, that being said, stay safe. Don't eat too much bread. Pieces.
Bye.